Hello,
Welcome to Antony and Cleopatra.
the Bard Book Club's
Hello.
millionth reading of a play with too many characters. So,
Truly.
everyone, I'll have us all go around. You'll say the 800 characters you're playing, and we'll get going. Kat, who are you playing?
I'm playing Menacrates, Ephronius, Ventidius, a second attendant, and a guard.
Amazing. Madison, who are you playing?
Agrippa, Messenius, Silius, Octavius Caesar, and Alexis.
Bridget, who are you playing?
I'm playing Domitius Enobarbus, second servant, Dolabella, Candius, soldier, and I'm reading the stage directions.
Michelle, what about you?
I am Philo, Venice, first soldier, second messenger, Scarus, and Meridian.
Who are you playing?
I am Iris, Lepidus, Demetrius, second soldier, Procilius, and Seleucus.
David, who are you playing?
I'm playing Soothsayer, first attendant, third soldier, Eros, Pompey, Gallus, Egyptian, and Clown.
Percy, who are you playing?
I am playing Mark Antony.
And Mar, who are you playing?
Playing Cleopatra. And Molly, who are you playing?
I am Messenger, Diomedes, Sherman, First Servant, Taurus, and Octavia.
Woo!
Oh, everyone's ready, and you're.
But I'm sure everyone got that.
Yes, everyone knows now. Everyone's clear on who everyone is. So if you're not in scene 1, act 1, get on out of here.
Antony and Cleopatra by William Shakespeare. Act 1, Scene 1. Alexandria, a room in Cleopatra's palace. Enter Demetrius and Philo.
Nay, but this dotage of our generals overflows the measure. Those whose goodly eyes that over the files and musters of war have glowed like plated Mars, now bend, now turn, the office and devotion of their view upon a tawny front, his captain's heart, which in the scuffles of great fights have burst the buckles on his breast, reneges all temper, and has become the bellows and the fan to cool a gypsy's lust.
Flourish. Enter Antony, Cleopatra, her ladies, the train with Eunuchus fanning her.
Look where they come. Take but a good note, and you shall see in him the triple pillar of the world transformed into a strumpet's fool. Behold and see.
If you love indeed, tell me how much.
There's beggary in the love that can be reckoned.
At a barn, how far to be beloved.
Then must thou needs find out new haven, new earth.
Enter an attendant.
News, my good lord, from Rome.
Who grates me, the sum.
Nay, hear them, Antony. Fulvia perchance is angry, or who knows, if the scarce bearded Caesar have not sent his powerful mandate to you, do this or this, taking that kingdom and enfranchise that, perform it, or else we damn thee.
How, my love?
Perchance, nay, you must not stay here longer. Your mission is come from Caesar, therefore hear it, Antony. Where's Fulvia's process? Caesar's, I would say, both, collating the messengers, as I am Egypt's queen, thou blushest, Antony, and that blood of thine is Caesar's homager. Also thy cheek pays shame, when shrill-tongued Fulvia scolds. The messengers!
Let Rome and Tiber melt, and the wide arch of the ranged empire fall. Here is my space. Kingdoms are clay, our dungy earth alike feeds a beast as a man. The nobleness of life is to do thus, when such a mutual pair
Embracing.
and such a twain can do it, in which I bind, on pain of punishment, the world to weet we stand up peerless.
Excellent falsehood. Why did he marry Fulvia and not love her? I'll seem the fool. I am not. Antony will be himself.
But stirred by Cleopatra now, for the love of love and her soft hours, let's not confound the time with conference harsh. There's not a minute of our lives should stretch without some pleasure now. What sport tonight?
You're the ambassador.
Fie, wrangling queen, whom everything belongs to chide, to laugh, to weep, whose every passion fully strives to make itself in thee fair and admired. No messenger but thine, and all alone, tonight we'll wander through the streets and note the qualities of people. Come, my queen, last night you did desire it. Speak not to us.
Excellent Mark Antony and Cleopatra with their train.
Is Caesar with Antonius' prize so slight?
Sir, sometimes when he is not Antony, he comes too short of that great property, which still should go with Antony.
I am full sorry that he approves the common liar who thus speaks of him at Rome, but I will hope of better deeds tomorrow. Rest you happy.
Excellent. Scene 2, the same, another room. Enter Charmaine, Iris, Alexis, and a soothsayer.
Lord Alexis, sweet Alexis, most anything Alexis, almost most absolute Alexis, where's the soothsayer that you praise so to the queen? Oh, that I knew this husband which you say must charge his horns with garlands.
Soothsayer!
Your will.
Is this the man? It's you, sir, that know things?
In nature's infinite book of secrecy, a little I can read.
Show him your hand.
Enter Domitius and Obarbus. Bring in the banquet quickly. Wine enough, Cleopatra's health to drink.
Good sir, give me good fortune.
I make not, but foresee.
Pray then foresee me one.
You shall be yet fairer than you are.
He means in flesh.
No, you shall paint when you are old.
Wrinkles forbid.
Vex not his prescience. Be attentive.
Hush.
You shall be more beloving than beloved.
I had rather heat my liver with drinking.
Nay, hear him.
Good now, some excellent fortune. Let me be married to 3 kings in a forenoon and widow them all. Let me have a child at 50 to whom Herod may do homage. Find me to marry me with Octavius Caesar and companion me with my mistress.
You shall outlive the lady whom you serve.
Oh, excellent. I love long life better than figs.
You have seen and proved fairer former fortune than that which is to approach.
Then belike my children shall have no names. Prithee, how many boys and wenches must I have?
If every of your wishes had a womb, and fertile every wish, 1,000,000.
Out, fool, I forgive thee for a witch.
You think none but your sheets are privy to your wishes.
Nay, come, tell Iris hers.
We'll know all our fortunes.
Mine and most of our fortunes tonight shall be drunk to bed.
There's a palm presages chastity, if nothing else.
Even as the overflowing Nilus presages famine.
Go, you wild bedfellow, you cannot soothsay.
Nay, if an oily palm be not fruitful prognostication, I cannot scratch mine ear. Prithee, tell her but a worky day fortune.
Your fortunes are alike.
But how, but how? Give me particulars.
I have said.
Am I not an inch of fortune better than she?
Well, if you were but an inch of fortune better than I, where would you choose it?
Not in my husband's nose.
Our worser thoughts heavens mend. Alexis, come. His fortune, oh, let him marry a woman that cannot go, sweet Isis, I beseech thee. And let her die too, and give him a worse, and let worst follow worst, till the worst of all follow him laughing to his grave 50-fold a cuckold. Good Isis, hear me this prayer. Though thou deny me a matter of more weight, good Isis, I beseech thee.
Amen. Dear goddess, hear that prayer of the people, for as it is as heartbreaking to see a handsome man loose-wifed, so it is a deadly sorrow to behold a foul knave uncuckolded. Therefore, dear Isis, keep decorum and fortune him accordingly.
Amen.
Oh, now if it lay in their hands to make me a cuckold, they would make themselves whores, but they'll do it.
Hush, here comes Antony.
Not he, the queen.
Enter Cleopatra.
Saw you, my lord?
No, lady.
Was he not here?
No, madam.
He was disposed to mirth, but on the sudden a Roman thought had struck him. In Obarbus,
Madam,
Take him and bring him hither. Where's Alexis?
Here at your service, my lord approaches.
We will not look upon him. Go with us.
excellent. Enter Mark Antony with a messenger in attendance.
Fulvia, thy wife, first came into the field.
Against my brother Lucius.
Aye, but soon that war had end, and the time state made friends of them, joining their forces against Caesar, whose better issue in the war from Italy upon the first encounter drave them.
Well, what worst?
The nature of bad news infects the teller.
When it concerns the fool or coward, on things that are past and done with me, 'tis thus. Who tells me true, though in his tale lie death? I hear him as he flattered.
Lavinus, this is stiff news, hath with his Parthian force extended Asia from Euphrates. His conquering banner shook from Syria to Lydia and to Ionia, whilst...
Antony, thou wouldst say?
Oh, my lord.
Speak to me home. Mince not the general tongue. Name Cleopatra as she is called in Rome. Rail thou in Fulvia's phrase, and taunt my faults with full incense, as both truth and malice have power to utter. When we bring forth weeds with our quick minds lie still, and our ills told us is as our earring. Fare thee well awhile.
At your noble pleasure.
Exit.
From Sicyon ho the news. Speak there.
The man from Sicyon. Is there such a one?
He stays upon your will.
Let him appear. These strong Egyptian fetters I must break, or lose myself in dotage.
Enter another messenger.
What are you?
Fulvia, thy wife is dead.
Where died she?
In Sicyon, her length of sickness, with what else more serious, importeth thee to know, despairs.
Gives a letter.
Forbear me.
Exit second messenger.
There's a great spirit gone. Thus did I desire it. What our contempt doth often hurl from us, we wish it ours again. The present pleasure by revolution lowering does become the opposite of itself. She's good, being gone. The hand could pluck her back that shoved her on. I must from this enchanting queen break off. 10,000 harms more than the ills I know my idleness doth hatch, but how? How now, Enobarbus?
Re-enter Demetrius and Enobarbus. What is your pleasure, sir?
I must with haste from hence.
Why then, we kill all our women. We see how mortal unkindness is to them. If they suffer our departure, death's the word.
I must be gone.
Under a compelling occasion, let women die. It were pity to cast them away for nothing, though between them and a great cause, they should be esteemed nothing. Cleopatra, catching but the least noise of this, dies instantly. I have seen her die 20 times upon far poorer moment. I do think there is metal in death, which commits some loving act upon her. She hath such a celerity in dying.
She is cunning past man's thought.
Exit Alexis. Alack, sir, no. Her passions are made of nothing but the finest part of pure love. We cannot call her winds and waters, sighs and tears. They are greater storms and tempests than almanacs can report. This cannot be cunning in her. If it be, she makes a shower of rain as well as Jove.
Would that I had never seen her.
Oh, sir, you had then left unseen a wonderful piece of work, which not to have been blessed withal would have discredited your travel.
Fulvia is dead.
Sir?
Fulvia is dead.
Fulvia?
Dead.
Why, sir, give the gods a thankful sacrifice. When it pleaseth their deities to take the wife of a man from him, it shows to man the tailors of the earth, comforting therein that when old robes are worn out, there are members to make new. If there were no more women but Fulvia, then had you indeed a cut, and the case to be lamented. This grief is crowned with consolation. Your old smock brings forth new petticoat, and indeed the tears live in an onion that should water this sorrow.
The business she hath broached in the state cannot endure my absence.
And the business you have broached here cannot be without you, especially that of Cleopatra's, which wholly depends on your abode.
No more light answers. Let our officers have notice what we purpose. I shall break the cause of our expedience to the queen and get her leave to part. For not alone the death of Fulvia, with more urgent touches, do strongly speak to us, but the letters too, of many our contriving friends in Rome petition us at home. Sextus Pompeius hath given the dare to Caesar, and commands the empire of the sea, our slippery people, whose love is never linked to the deserver till his deserts are past, begin to throw Pompey the Great and all his dignities upon his son, who, high in name and power, higher than both in blood and life, stands up for the main soldier, whose quality, going on, the sides of the world may danger. Much is breeding, which, like the courser's hair, hath yet but life, and not a serpent's poison. Say, our pleasure, to such whose place is under us requires our quick remove from hence.
I shall do it. Excellent. Scene 3, the same, another room. Enter Cleopatra, Charmaine, Iris, and Alexis.
Where is he?
I did not see him since.
He where he is, who's with him what he does. I did not send you. If you find him sad, say I'm dancing. If in mirth, report that I'm sad and sick. Quick and return.
Exit Alexis.
Madam, methinks if you did love him dearly, you do not hold the method to enforce the like from him.
What should I do? I do not.
In each thing give him way, cross him nothing.
Thou teachest like a fool the way to lose him.
Tempt him not so too far. I wish, forbear, in time, we hate that which we often fear. But here comes Antony.
Enter Mark Antony.
I am sick and sullen.
I am sorry to give breathing to my purpose.
Help me away, dear Charmaine. I shall fall. I cannot be thus long. The sights of nature will not sustain it.
Now, my dearest queen.
Pray you stand further from me.
What's the matter?
I know by that same eye there's some good news. What says the married woman? You may go. Would she had never given you leave to come? Let her not say it is that I keep you here. I have no power upon you. Hers you are.
The gods best know.
Oh, never was there queen so mightily betrayed. Yet at the first I saw the treasons planted.
Cleopatra.
Why should I think you can be mine and true? Though you in swearing shake the strong gods who have been false to Fulvia, riotous madness to be entangled with those made vows which break themselves in swearing.
Most sweet queen.
I pray you, seek no color of your going, but bid farewell and go. When you stood staying, and was the time for words, no going then. Eternity was in our lips and eyes, bliss in our brows spent, none our parts so poor. What was a race of heaven, they are so still. Or thou the greatest soldier of the world, art turned the greatest liar.
How now, lady?
I would I hide thy inches, thou shouldst know there were a heart in Egypt.
Hear me, queen. The strong necessity of time commands our services a while, but my full heart remains in use with you. Our Italy shines o'er it with civil swords. Sextus Pompeius makes his approach to the port of Rome. Equality of two domestic powers breeds scrupulous faction. The hated, grown to strength, are newly grown to love. The condemned Pompey, rich in his father's honor, creeps apace into the hearts of such as we have not thrived upon the present state, whose numbers threaten and quietness grows sick of rest, would purge by any desperate change by more particular, and that which most of you should save my going, is Fulvia's death.
Though age from freedom, not from childishness, Fulvia died.
She is dead, my queen. Look here, at thy sovereign leisure and the garboils she awakened, in the last best. See when and where she died.
Who must false love, where be the sacred vial thou shalt fill, with sorrowful water? Now I see in Fulvia's death how mine received shall be.
Quarrel no more, but be paired to know the purposes I bear, which are or cease, as you shall give the advice. By the fire that quickens Nihilus' slime, I go from hence thy soldier, servant, making peace or war, as thou affectst.
Cut my lace, hear mine come, but let it be. I am quickly ill, and well, so Antony loves.
My precious queen, forbear, and give true evidence to his love which stands an honorable trial.
so Fulvia told me. I prithee, turn aside and weep for her, then bid adieu to me, and say the tears belong to Egypt. Good now, play one scene of excellent dissembling, and let it look like perfect honor.
You'll heat my blood, no more.
Can do better yet, but this is meetly.
Now, by my sword.
On target, still he mends, but this is not the best. Look, pretty, Charmaine, how this Herculean Roman does become the carriage of his chafe.
I'll leave you, lady.
Fortune's Lord, one word. Sir, you and I must part, but that's not it. Sir, you and I have loved, but there's not it. That you know well, something it is I would. Oh, my oblivion is a very Antony, and I am all forgotten.
But that your royalty holds idleness your subject, I should take you for idleness itself.
You soaring labour to bear such idleness so near the heart, as Cleopatra did, but sir, forgive me, since my becomings kill me when they do not, I well to you. Your honour calls you hence, therefore be deaf to my unpitied folly, and all the gods go with you, upon your sword. Sit laurel victory and smooth success, be strewed before your feet.
Let us go. Come, our separation so abides and flies, that thou, residing here, goest yet with me, and I, hence fleeting, here remain with thee. Away.
Exit, scene 4, Rome, Octavius Caesar's house. Enter Octavius Caesar, reading a letter, Lepidus and their train.
You may see, Lepidus, and henceforth know it is not Caesar's natural vice to hate our great competitor. From Alexandria, this is the news. He fishes, drinks, and wastes the lamps of night in revel, is not more manlike than Cleopatra, nor the queen of Ptolemy, more womanly than he, hardly gave audience, or vouchsafed to think he had partners. You shall find there a man who is the abstract of all faults that all men follow.
I must not think there are evils enow to darken all his goodness. His faults in him seem as the spots of heaven, more fiery by night's blackness, hereditary rather than purchased. What he cannot change than what he chooses.
You are too indulgent. Let us grant it is not amiss to tumble on the bed of Ptolemy, to give a kingdom for a mirth, to sit and keep the turn of tippling with a slave, to reel the streets at noon and stand the buffet with knaves that smell of sweat. Say this becomes him, as his composure must be rare indeed, whom these things cannot blemish. Yet must Antony no way excuse his soils, when we do bear so great weight in his lightness. If he'd fill his vacancy with his voluptuousness, full surfeits in the dryness of his bones, call on him for it. But to confound such time, that drums him for sport and speaks as loud as his state and ours, 'tis to be chid, as we rate boys, who, being mature in knowledge, pawn their experience to their present pleasure, and so rebel to judgment.
Enter a messenger.
Here's more news.
Thy biddings have been done, and every hour, most noble Caesar, shalt thou have report how 'tis abroad. Pompey is strong at sea, and it appears he is beloved of those that only have feared Caesar. To the ports the discontents repair, men's reports give him much wronged.
I should have known no less. It hath been taught us from the primal state, that he which is wished until he were, and the ebbed man never loved till never worth love, comes deared by the lacked. This common body, like a vagabond flag upon the stream, goes to and back, layering the varying tide to rot itself of motion.
Caesar, I bring thee word. Mencrates and Menace, famous pirates, make the sea serve them, which they ear and wound with keels of every kind. Many hot inroads they make at Italy. The borders maritime lack blood to think on, and flush your revolt. No vessel can peep forth, but 'tis as soon taken as seen. For Pompey's name strikes more than could his war resisted.
Antony, leave thy lavish whale sails, when thou once wast beaten from Maderna, where thou slewest Hirtius and Panza, consuls at thy heel did famine follow, whom thou fought against, though daintily brought up, with patience more than savages could suffer. Thou didst drink the stale of horses and the gilded pedal which beasts would cough at. Thy palate then did deign the roughest berry and the rudest hedge. Yea, like a stag, when the snow, the pastured sheets, the barks of trees thou borrowedst on the Alps. It is reported thou didst eat strange flesh, which some did die to look on, and all this, it wounds thy honor that I speak it now, was born so like a soldier that thy cheek, so must I lengthen not.
'Tis pity of him.
Let his shames quickly drive him to Rome. 'Tis time we twain did show ourselves in the field, and to that end assemble we immediate council. Pompey thrives in our idleness.
Tomorrow, Caesar, I shall be furnished to inform you rightly, both what by sea and land I can be able to front this present time.
Till we encounter, it is my business to. Farewell.
Farewell, my lord. What you shall know meantime of stirs abroad, I shall beseech you, sir, to let me be partaker.
Doubt not, sir. I knew it for my bond.
Exeunt. Scene 5. Alexandria, Cleopatra's palace. Enter Cleopatra, Charmaine, Iris, and Mardian.
Charmaine,
Madam,
give me to drink mandragora.
why, madam?
I might sleep out of this great gap of time. My Antony is away.
You think him too much.
Oh, it is treason.
Madam, I trust not so.
Thou Enoch Mardian,
What is your highness's pleasure?
not now to hear thy sing. I take no pleasure in aught an Enoch hath. Well for thee, that being unseminared thy freer thoughts, the flyford of Egypt, hast thou affection?
Yes, gracious madam.
Indeed.
Not indeed, madam, for I can do nothing but what indeed is honest to be done. Yet I have fierce affections, and think what Venus did with Mars.
Oh, Charmaine, where thinkst thou he is now? And he was the chief of the walk, and he on his horse. Oh, happy horse to bear the weight of Antony, the bravely horse for towards thou, whom thou moved. The teeny Atlas of this earth, the arm and virginet of man, he speaking now or murmuring, where's my serpent of old Nile? For so he calls me. Now I feed myself with most delicious poison. Think of me that am with Phoebus amorous pinches black, and wrinkled deep in time, broad-fronted Caesar, when thou wast here about the ground I was, a morsel for a monarch, and great Pompey will stand and make his eyes grow in my brow. There will be anchor his aspect and I, with looking on his life.
Enter Alexis from Octavius Caesar.
Sovereign of Egypt, hail!
How much alike art thou, Mark Antony, yet come from him that great medicine hath, with his tinct gilded thee. How goes it with my brave Mark Antony?
Last thing he did, dear queen, he kissed, the last of many doubled kisses, this orient pearl. His speech sticks in my heart.
Mine ear must pluck it thence.
Good friend, quoth he, say the firm Roman to great Egypt sends this treasure of an oyster, at whose foot to mend the petty present I will piece her opulent throne with kingdoms. All the east, say thou, shall call her mistress. So he nodded and soberly did mount an arm-gaunt steed, who neighed so high that what I would have spoke was beastly dumbed by him.
What, was he sad or merry?
Like to the time of the year between the extremes of hot and cold, he was neither sad nor merry.
How well divided disposition. Note him, good Charmaine. It is the man, but note him. He was not sad, for he will shine on those that make their looks by his. He was not merry, which seemed to tell them by remembrance lay in Egypt, with his joy, but between both. O heavenly mingle, be thou sad or merry, the violence of either thee becomes. So does it no man else? Meanest thou my post?
Ay, madam, 20 several messengers. Why do you send so thick?
Who's born that day when I forget to send to Antony shall die a beggar. Ink and paper, Charmaine. Welcome, my God, Alexis. Did I, Charmaine, ever love Caesar so?
Oh, that brave Caesar.
Choke with such another emphasis. Say the brave Antony.
that valiant Caesar.
By Isis, I will give thee bloody teeth if thou would Caesar Paragon again, my man of men.
By your most gracious pardon, I sing but after you.
My solid days, when I was green in judgment, cold in blood, say as I said then, but come away, get me ink and paper. He shall have every day a several greeting, or I'll unpeople Egypt.
Excellent. Act 2, Scene 1, Messina, Pompey's house. Enter Pompey, Menecrates, and Minas in warlike manner.
If the gods be just, they shall assist the deeds of justice men.
No, worthy Pompey, that what they do delay, they not deny.
While we are suitors to their throne, decays the thing we sue for.
We, ignorant of ourselves, beg often on our own harms, which the wise powers deny us for our good, so find we profit by losing of our prayers.
I shall do well. The people love me, and the sea is mine. The powers are crescent. My auguring hope says it will come to the full. Mark Antony in Egypt sits at dinner and will make no wars without doors. Caesar gets money where he loses hearts. Lepidus flatters both is flattered, but he neither loves, nor either cares for him.
Caesar and Lepidus are in the field. A mighty strength they carry.
Where have you this? 'Tis false.
From Silvius, sir.
He dreams. I know they are in Rome together, looking for Antony. But all the charms of love, salt Cleopatra, soften thy waned lip. Let witchcraft join with beauty, lust with both. Tie up the libertine in field of feast, keep his brain fuming. Epicurean cooks sharpen with cloyless sauce his appetite, that sleep and feeding may prorogue his honor till even a lethe dullness.
Enter Varius.
How now, Varius?
This is most certain, that I shall deliver. Mark Antony is every hour in Rome expected, since he went from Egypt. 'Tis a space for further travel.
I could have given less matter a better ear. Menace, I do not think this amorous surfeiter would have donned his helm for such a petty war. His soldiership is twice the other twain. But let us rear the higher our opinion, that stirring from the lap of Egypt widow pluck the ne'er lust-wearied Antony.
I cannot hope. Caesar and Antony shall well greet together. His wife that's dead did trespasses upon Caesar. His brother warred upon him, although I think not moved by Antony.
I know not, Menace, how lesser enmities may give way to greater. Were not that we stand up against them at all. 'Twere pregnant they should swear between themselves, and they have entertained cause enough to draw their swords. But how the fear of us may cement divisions and bind up the petty difference, we yet not know. But as our gods will have it, this only stands upon our lives to use our strongest hands. Come, Menace.
Excellent. Scene 2, Rome, the house of Lepidus. Enter Domitius, Enobarbus, and Lepidus.
Good Enobarbus, 'tis a worthy deed, and shall become you well to entreat your captain to soft and gentle speech.
I shall entreat him to answer like himself. If Caesar moved him, let Antony look over Caesar's head, and speak as loud as Mars. By Jupiter, were I the wearer of Antonius's beard, I would not shave it today.
'Tis not a time for private stomaching.
Every time serves for the matter that is then born isn't.
But small to greater matters must give way.
Not if the small come first.
Your speech is passion, but pray you, stir no embers up. Here comes the noble Antony.
Enter Mark Antony and Ventidius. And yonder Caesar. Enter Octavius Caesar, Messenius, and Agrippa.
If we compose well here to Parthia, hark, Veneditus.
I do not know, Messenius. Ask Agrippa.
Noble friends, that which combines us was most great, and let not a leaner action rend us. What's amiss may it be gently heard when we debate our trivial differences loud. We do not commit murder in healing wounds. Then, noble partners, the rather, for I earnestly beseech, touch you the sourest points with sweetest terms, nor curtness grow to the matter.
'Tis spoken well. Were we before our armies and to fight, I should do thus.
Flourish.
Welcome to Rome.
Thank you.
Sit.
Sit, sir.
Nay then.
I learn you take things ill which are not so, or being concern you not.
I must be laughed at if, or for little, or nothing, or a little, I should say myself offended, and with you chiefly I the world, more laughed at than I should once name derogatively, when to sound your name it not concerned me.
My being in Egypt, Caesar, what was to you?
No more than my residing here at Rome might be to you in Egypt. Yet if you were there, did practice on my state, you being in Egypt might be my question.
How intend you practiced?
You may be pleased to catch at mine intent. By what did here befall me? Your wife and brother made wars upon me, and their contestion was theme for you. You were the word of war.
You do mistake your business. My brother never did urge me in his act. I did inquire it, and have my learning from some true reports that drew their swords with you. Did he not rather discredit my authority with yours, and make the wars alike against my stomach, having alike your cause? Of this my letters before did satisfy you. If you'll hatch a quarrel as matter whole, you have not to make it with, it must be with this.
You praise yourself by laying defects of judgment to me, but you patched up your excuses.
Not so, not so. I knew you could not lack, I am certain on't. Very necessity of this thought, that I, your partner in the cause against which he fought, could not with graceful eyes attend those wars which fronted mine own peace. As for my wife, I would you had her spirit in such another. The third of the world is yours, which with a snuffle you may pace easy, but not such a wife.
Would we all have such wives that the men might go to war with the women?
So much uncurable her garboils, Caesar made out of her impatience, which not wanted shrewdness of policy too, I, grieving, grant did you too much disquiet. For that you must but say, I could not help it.
I wrote to you in writing in Alexandria. You did pocket up my letters, and with taunts did gibe my missive out of audience.
Sir, he fell upon me ere admitted. Then 3 kings I had newly feasted, and did want of what I was in the morning. But next day I told him of myself, which was as much as to have asked him to pardon. Let this fellow be nothing of our strife. If we contend, out of our question wipe him.
You have broken the article of your oath, which you shall never have a tongue to charge me with.
Soft, Caesar.
No, Lepidus, let him speak. The honor is sacred which he calls on now, supposing that I lacked of it. But on, Caesar, the article of my oath.
To lend me arms and aid when I required them, the which you both denied.
Neglected, rather. And then when poisoned hours had bound me up from mine own knowledge. As nearly as I may, I'll play the penitent to you, but mine honesty shall not make poor my greatness, nor my power work without it. Truth is that Fulvia, to have me out of Egypt, made wars here, for which myself, the ignorant motive, do so far ask pardon as befits mine honor, to stop it in such a case.
'Tis noble spoken.
If it may please you to enforce no further the griefs between ye, to forget them quite, or to remember that the present need speaks to atone you.
Worthily spoken, Mechanianus.
Or, if you borrow one another's love for the instant, you may, when you hear no more words of Pompey, return it again. You shall have time to wrangle in when you have nothing else to do.
Thou art a soldier only. Speak no more.
That you should be silent. I had almost forgot.
You wrong this presence, therefore speak no more.
Go to then, your considerate stone.
I do not much dislike the matter, but the manner of his speech. For it cannot be we shall remain in friendship our conditions of differing in their acts. Yet if I knew what hoop should hold us staunch from edge to edge of the world, I would pursue it. Give me leave, Caesar. Speak, Agrippa. Thou hast a sister by the mother's side, admired Octavia, great Mark Antony is now a widower. Say not so, Agrippa. If Cleopatra heard you, your reproof were well deserved of rashness.
I am not married, Caesar. Let me hear Agrippa further speak.
To hold you in perpetual amity, to make your brothers and to knit your hearts with an unslipping knot, take Antony, Octavia to his wife, whose beauty claims no worse a husband than the best of men, whose virtue and whose general graces speak that which none of else can utter. By this marriage all little jealousies, which now seem great, and all great fears, which now import their dangers, would be nothing. Truths would be tales, where now half tales be truths. Her love to both would each to each other, and all loves to both. Draw after her. Pardon what I have spoke, for 'tis a studied, not a present fault, but a duty ruminated.
Will Caesar speak?
Not till he hears how Antony is touched with what is spoke already.
What power is in Agrippa, if I would say, Agrippa, be it so, to make this good?
The power of Caesar, and his power unto Octavia.
May I never, to this good purpose that so fairly shows, dream of impediment. Let me have thy hand. Further this act of grace, and from this hour the heart of brothers govern in our loves and sway our great designs.
There is my hand, and a sister I bequeath you, whom no brother did ever love so dearly. Let her live to join our kingdoms in our hearts, and never fly off our loves again.
Happily, amen.
I did not think to draw my sword against Pompey, for he hath laid strange courtesies, and yet of late upon me I must thank him only, lest my remembrance suffer ill report. At heel of that, defy him.
Time calls upon's. Of us must Pompey presently be sought, or else he seeks out us.
Where lies he?
About the Mont Messinium.
What is his strength by land?
Great and increasing, but by sea he's an absolute master.
So is the fame. Would we had spoke together, haste we forward, yet, ere we put ourselves in arms, dispatch we the business we have talked of.
With most gladness, and do invite you to my sister's view, whither straight I'll lead you.
Let us, Lepidus, not lack your company.
Noble Antony, not sickness should detain me.
Flourish. Exeunt. Octavia Caesar, Mark Antony, and Lepidus.
Welcome from Egypt, sir.
Half the heart of Caesar, worthy Messenius. My honorable friend, Agrippa.
Good Ananopius and Barbius. We have cause to glad that matters are so well digested. You stayed well by it in Egypt.
Aye, sir. We did sleep day out of countenance, and made the night like with drinking.
8 wild boars roasted whole at breakfast, and but 12 persons there. Is that true?
This was but a fly by an eagle. We had much more monstrous matter of feast, which worthily deserved noting.
She is a most triumphant lady, if report be square to her.
When she first met Mark Antony, she pursed up his heart upon the river sideness.
There she appeared indeed, or my reporter devised well for her.
I will tell you, the barge she sat in, like a burnished throne, burned on the water. The poop was beaten gold, purple the sails, and so perfumed that the winds were lovesick with them. The oars were silver, which to the tune of flutes kept stroke, and made the water which they beat to follow faster. As amorous of their strokes, for her own person, it beggared all description. She did lie in her pavilion, cloth of gold, of tissue, or picturing that Venus where we see the fancy outwork nature. On each side of her stood pretty dimpled boys, like smiling cupids, with divers colored fans, whose wind did seem to glow, the delicate cheeks which they did cool, and what they undid did.
Oh, rare for Antony.
Her gentlewomen, like the Nereids, so many mermaids tended her in the eyes and made their bends adornings. At the helm a seeming mermaid steers, the silken tackle swell with the touches of those flower-soft hands that yearly frame the office. From the barge, a strange invisible perfume hits the scents of the adjacent wharfs. The city cast her people out upon her, and Antony, enthroned in the marketplace, did sit alone, whistling to the air which, but for vacancy, had gone to gaze on Cleopatra too, and made a gap in nature.
Rare Egyptian.
Upon her landing, Antony sent to her, invited her to supper. She replied it should be better he became her guest, which she entreated. Our courteous Antony, whom ne'er the word of no woman heard speak, being barbed 10 times o'er, goes to the feast, and for his ordinary pays his heart for what his eyes eat only.
Royal wench, she made great Caesar lay his sword to bed. He ploughed her, and she cropped.
I saw her once hop 40 paces through the public street, and having lost her breath, she spoke and panted, that did make defect perfection, and breathless power breath forth.
No, Antony must leave her utterly.
Never, he will not. Age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety. Other women cloy the appetites they feed, but she makes hungry where most she satisfies. Her vilest things become themselves in her, that the holy priests bless her when she is riggish.
If beauty, wisdom, modesty can settle the heart of Antony, Octavia is a blessed lottery to him. Let us go, good and Barbius. Make yourself my guest while you abide here.
Humbly, sir, I thank you. Excellent. Scene 3, the same. Octavius Caesar's house. Enter Mark Antony, Octavius Caesar, Octavia between them and attendants.
The world in my great office will sometimes divide me from your bosom.
I'll which time before the gods my knee shall bow my prayers to them for you.
Good night, sir, my Octavia. Read not my blemishes in the world's report. I have not kept my square, but that to come shall all be done by the rule. Good night, dear lady. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Excellent Octavius Caesar and Octavia. Enter Soothsayer.
Now, sirrah, you do wish yourself in Egypt?
Would I have never come from hence, nor you thither?
If you can, your reason?
I see it in my motion, have not it in my tongue, yet hie you to Egypt again.
Say to me, whose fortune shall rise higher, Caesar's or mine?
Caesar's. Therefore, O Antony, stay not by his side. Thy demon, that's thy spirit which keeps thee, is noble, courageous, high, unmatchable, where Caesar's is not. But near him, thy angel becomes as fear and is being overpowered. Therefore, make space enough between you.
Speak this no more.
To none but thee, no more. But when to thee, if thou dost play with him at any game, thou art sure to lose. And of that natural luck, he beats thee against the odds. Thy luster thickens when he shines by. I say it again, thy spirit is afraid to govern thee near him, but he is away. 'Tis noble.
Get thee gone. Say to Veneditus I would speak with him.
Exit Soothsayer.
He shall to Parthia, be it art or hap, he hath spoken true. The very dice obey him, and in our sports my better cunning faints under his chance. If we draw lots, he speeds, his cocks do win the battle still of mine. When it is all to naught, and his quails ever beat mine, in hooped at odds, I will to Egypt. And though I make this marriage for my peace, in the east my pleasure lies.
Enter Ventidius.
Oh, come, Ventidius. You must to Parthia, your commission's ready. Follow me and receive it.
Excellent. Scene 4, the same, a street. Enter Lepidus, Messenius, and Agrippa.
Trouble yourselves no further, pray you. Hasten your generals after.
Sir Mark Antony will in but kiss Octavia and will follow.
Till I shall see you in your soldier's dress, which will become you both. Farewell.
We shall, and as I conceived the journey, be at the mount before you, Lepidus.
Your way is shorter, my purposes do draw me much about. You'll win 2 days upon me.
Sir, good successes.
Farewell.
Excellent. Scene 5, Alexandria. Cleopatra's palace. Enter Cleopatra, Charmaine, Iris, and Alexis.
Give me some music, moody food of us that trade in love.
Music, ho!
Enter Mardian.
Let it alone. Let's to billiards come, Charmaine.
My arm is sore. Best play with Mardian.
As well a woman with a eunuch played with a woman. Come, you'll play with me, sir.
As well as I can, madam.
And when goodwill is showed, thought come too short, the actor may plead pardon. I'll know now. Give me mine angle, will to the river. There, my music playing far off. I will betray tawny finned fishes, my bended hook.
My bended
Their slimy jaw. Hold them up.
Antony.
Aha! You're caught.
'Twas merry when you wagered on your angling, when your diver did hang a saltfish on his hook, which he with fervency drew up.
That time. Oh, times I let him out of patience, and that night I let him into patience. And next morn, here the 9th hour, I drunk him to his bed, and put my tires and mantles on him whilst I wore his sword Philippine.
Enter a messenger.
Oh, from Italy, ran thou thy fruitful tiding in my ears, that long time have been barren.
Madam.
Antony is dead? If thou say so, villain, thou kill'st thy mistress, but well and free. If thou so yield him, there is gold and here my bluest face to kiss, a hand that kings have lipped and trembled kissing.
First, madam, he is well.
Why, there's more gold, but sirrah, mark, use to say the dead are well, bring it to that. The gold I give thee will I melt and pour down thy ill-uttering throat.
Good madam, hear me.
Well, go to, I will, but there's no goodness in thy face. If Antony be free and healthful, so tart a favor, to trumpet such good tidings. If not well, thou shalt come like a fury crowned with snakes, not like a formal man.
Will't please you hear me?
I have a mind to strike thee ere thou speakest. Yet if thou say Antony lives, is well, or friends with Caesar, or not captive to him, I'll set thee in a shower of gold and hail rich pearls upon thee.
Madam, he's well.
Well said.
And friends with Caesar.
Thou art an honest man.
Caesar and he are greater friends than ever.
Make thee a fortune from me.
But yet, madam.
I do not like but yet. It does allay the good precedents. Fie upon but yet is a gallower to bring forth some monstrous malefactor. Prithee, friend, pour out the pack of matter to mine ear, the good and bad together. He's friends with Caesar, in state of health, thou sayest, and thou sayest free.
Free, madam. No, I made no such report. He's bound unto Octavia.
For what good turn?
For the best turn, in the bed.
I am pale, Charmaine.
Madam, he's married to Octavia.
Most infectious pestilence upon thee.
Strikes him down.
Good madam, patience.
What say you hence?
Strikes him again.
Horrible villain, or I'll spurn thine eyes like balls before me. I'll unhair thy head.
She hails him up and down.
Thou shalt be whipped with wire and strewn with brine, smarting linger and pickle.
Gracious madam, I that do bring the news made not the match.
It is not so a province I will give thee. Make thy fortunes proud. The blow thou hast shall make thy peace for moving me to rage, and I will bud thee with what gifts beside thy modest can beg.
He's married, madam.
Log, thou hast lived too long.
Draws a knife.
Nay, then I'll run. What mean you, madam? I have made no fault.
Exit.
Good madam, keep yourself within yourself. The man is innocent.
Innocents escape, not the thunderbolt melt Egypt into Nile, and kindly creatures turn all to serpents. Call the slave again. Though I am mad, I will not bite him. Call.
He is afraid to come.
I will not hurt him.
Exit Charmaine.
These hands do lack nobility, that they strike. I'm meaner than myself, since I myself have given myself the cause.
Re-enter Charmaine and Messenger.
Come hither, sir. Thou it be honest, it is never good to bring bad news. Give it to a gracious message, and host of tongues, but let ill tidings tell themselves when they be felt.
I have done my duty.
Is he married? I cannot hate thee worser than I do. If thou again say yes.
He's married, madam.
Gods confound thee. Dost thou hold there still?
Should I lie, madam?
Oh, I will thou didst. So have my Egypt were submerged and made a cistern of scaled snakes. Go, get thee hence, hast thou Narcissus in thy face. To me, thou wilt appear most ugly. He is married.
I crave your highness's pardon.
He is married.
I take no offense that I would not offend you. To punish me for what you make me do seems much unequal. He's married to Octavia.
Oh, that his fault should make a knave of thee, that art not what thou sure of. Get thee hence. The merchandise which thou hast brought from Rome are all too dear for me. Lie they upon thy hand and be done by them.
Exit Messenger.
Good your highness, patience.
In praising Antony, I have betrayed Caesar.
Many times, madam.
I'm paid for it now. Give me some hence, I say. Oh, Iris, Charmaine, it's no matter. Go to the fellow good Alexis. Get him report the feature of Octavia, her years, her inclination. Let him not live out the color of her hair. Bring me word quickly. Let him forever go. Let him not, Charmaine, though he be painted one way like a Gorgon, the other way some Mars. You, Alexis?
To Mardian and exit Alexis.
Bring me word how tall she is. Pity me for mine, but do not with me to my chamber.
Exit. Scene 6, near Messenium. Flourish. Enter Pompey and Menace at one door with drum and trumpet. At another, Octavius Caesar, Mark Antony, Lepidus, Domitius, and Obarbus, Maecenas, with soldiers marching.
Your hostages I have, so you have mine. We shall talk before we fight.
Most meant that first we come to words, and therefore have we our written purposes before us send. Which if thou hast considered, let us know, if we twill tie up thy discontented sword, and carry back to Sicily much tall youth that else must perish here.
To all you three, the senators alone of this great world, chief factors for the gods, I do not know wherefore my father should revengers want. Having sons and friends, since Julius Caesar, who at Philippi the good Brutus ghosted, there you saw laboring for him. What was that moved pale Cassius to conspire? And what made the all-honored honest Roman Brutus with armed rest courtiers and beauteous freedom to drench the capital? But that they would have one man, but a man, and that it is hath made me rig my navy, at whose burthen the angered ocean foams, and with which I meant to scourge my ingratitude that despiteful Rome cast on my noble father.
Take your time.
Thou canst not fear us, Pompey. With thy sails we'll speak with thee at sea. At land thou knowest how much we do o'ercount thee.
At land, indeed, thou dost overcount me of my father's house, but since the cuckoo builds not for himself, remain in it as thou mayest.
Be pleased to tell us, for this is from the present, how you take the offers we have sent you.
There's the point.
Which do not be entreated to, but weigh what is worth embraced.
And what may follow is to try a larger fortune.
You have made me offer of Sicily, Sardinia, and then I must to rid the sea, all the sea of pirates, and then to send measures of wheat to Rome. This greed upon depart unhacked edges and bear back our charges undinted.
That's our offer.
Know then, I came before you here a man prepared to take this offer. But Mark Antony put me to some impatience, though I lose the praise of it by telling. You must know when Caesar and your brother were at blows, your mother came to Sicily and did find her welcome friendly.
I have heard it, Pompey, and am well studied for a liberal thanks, which I do owe you.
Let me have your hand. I do not think, sir, to have met you here.
The beds of the east are soft, and thanks to you, that called me timelier than my purpose hither, for I have gained by it.
Since I saw you last, there's a change upon you.
Well, I know not what counts harsh fortunes cast upon my face, but in my bosom shall she never come to make my heart her vassal.
Well met here.
Let us hope so, Lepidus. Thus we are agreed. I crave our composition may be written and sealed between us.
That's the next to do.
We'll feast each other ere we part, and let's draw lots who shall begin.
That will I, Pompey.
No, Antony, take the lot, but first or last, your fine Egyptian cookery shall have the fame. I have heard that Julius Caesar grew fat with feasting there.
You have heard much.
I have fair meaning, sir.
And fair words to them.
Then so much I have heard, and I have heard Apollodorus carried.
No more of that. He did so.
What, I pray you?
Certain queen to Caesar in a mattress.
I know thee now. How fairest soldier?
Well, and well am like to do, for I perceive 4 feasts were toward.
Let me shake thy hand. Never have I hated thee, ere have I seen thee fight, and when have I envied thy behavior?
Sir, I never loved you much, but I have praised ye, when you have well deserved 10 times as much as I have said about you did.
Enjoy thy plainness. Nothing ill becomes thee. Aboard my galley, I invite you all. Will you lead, lords?
Show us the way, sir.
Come.
Exeunt all but Menace and Enobarbus.
Thy father, Pompey, would never have made this treaty. You and I have known, sir.
At sea, I think.
We have, sir.
You have done well by water.
And you by land.
I will praise any man that will praise me, though it cannot be denied what I have done by land.
Nor what I have done by water.
Yes, something you can deny for your own safety. You have been a great thief by sea.
And you by land.
There, I deny my land service. But give me your hand, Menace. If our eyes had authority, here they might take 2 thieves kissing.
All men's faces are true, whatsoever their hands are.
But there is never a fair woman has a true face.
No slander, they steal hearts.
We came hither to fight with you.
For my part, I am sorry it is tuned to drinking. Pompey doth this day laugh away his fortune.
If he do, sure, he cannot but back again.
You've said, sir. We look not for Mark Antony here, but pray you, is he married to Cleopatra?
Caesar's sister is called Octavia.
True, sir. She was the wife of Caius Marcellus.
But she is now the wife of Marcus Antonius.
Pray ye, sir?
'Tis true.
Then is Caesar and he forever knit together?
If I were bound to divine of this unity, I would not prophesy so.
I think the policy of that purpose made more in the marriage than the love of the parties.
I think so too, but you shall find the band that seems to tie their friendship together will be the very strangler of their amity. Octavia is of a holy, cold, and still conversation.
Who would not have his wife so?
Not he that himself is not so, which is Mark Antony. He will his Egyptian dish again. Then shall the sides of Octavia blow up the fire up in Caesar, And as I said before, that which is the strength of their amity shall prove the immediate author of their variance. Antony will use his affection where it is. He married but his occasion here.
And thus it may be. Come, sir, will you aboard? I have help for you.
I shall take it, sir. We have used our throats in Egypt.
Come, let's away.
Excellent. Scene 7. On board Pompey's galley off Messinium. Music plays. Enter 2 or 3 servants with a banquet.
Here there'll be, man. Some of their plants are ill-rooted already. The least wind in the world will blow them down.
Lepidus is high-colored.
They have made him drink alms drink.
As they pinch one another by the disposition, he cries out no more, reconciles them to his entreaty and himself to the drink.
But it raises the greater war between him and his discretion.
Why, this is to have a main and great men's fellowship. I had a lief have a reed that will do me no service as a partisan I could not heave.
To be called into a huge sphere, and not to be seen to move in it, are the holes where eyes should be, which pitifully disaster the cheeks.
A senate sounded. Enter Octavius Caesar, Mark Antony, Lepidus, Pompey, Agrippa, Messenius, Demetrius, Enobarbus, Menes, with other captains.
Thus do they, sir. They take the flow of the Nile by certain scales in the pyramid. They know by the height, the lowness, or the mean of dearth, or foison follow. The higher Nilus swells, the more it promises. As it ebbs, the seedsman upon the slime and ooze scatters his grain, and shortly comes to harvest.
You strange serpents there.
Aye, Lepidus.
Your serpent of Egypt is bred now of your mud by the operation of your sun, so is your crocodile.
They are so.
Sit, and some wine. A health to Lepidus.
I am not so well as I should be, but I'll never out.
Not till you have slept. I fear me you'll be in till then.
Nay, certainly. I have heard the pyramises are very goodly things. Without contradiction, I have heard that.
Pompey, a word.
Say in mine ear, what is it?
Forsake thy feet. I do beseech thee, captain, and hear me speak a word.
Forbear me till anon. This wine is for Lepidus.
What matter of thing is your crocodile?
It is shaped, sir, like itself, and it is as broad as it has breadth. It is just so high as it is, and moves with its own organs. It lives by that which nourishes it, and the elements once out of it, it transmigrates.
What color is it of?
Of its own color, too.
'Tis a strange serpent.
'Tis so, and the tears of it are wet.
Will this description satisfy him?
With the health that Pompey gives him, else he is a very epicure.
Go hang, sir, hang. Tell me of that. Away. Do as I bid you. Where's this cup I called for?
For the sake of merit, thou wilt hear me. Rise from thy stool.
I think thou art mad. The matter?
I have ever held my cap off to thy fortunes.
Thou hast served me with much faith. What else to say? Be jolly, lords.
These quicksands, Lepidus, keep off them, for you sink.
Wilt thou be lord of all the world?
What sayest thou?
Wilt thou be lord of the whole world? That's twice.
How should that be?
But entertain it. And thou think me poor. I am the man, will give thee all the world.
Hast thou drunk well?
Now, Pompey, I have kept me from the cup. Thou art, if thou darest be, the earthly Jove. Whatever the ocean pales or sky eclipse is thine, if thou wilt have it.
Show me which way.
These 3 world sharers, these competitors, are in thy vessel. Let me cut the cable, and when we are put off, fall to their throats. All there is thine.
Ah, this thou should have done and not spoken on it. In me 'tis villainy. In thee had been good service. Thou must know 'tis not my profit that does lead mine honor. My honor it. Repent that ere thy tongue has so betrayed thine act. Being done unknown, I would have found it afterwards well done, but must condemn it now. Desist, And drink.
For this, I'll never file thy pale fortunes more. Who seeks and who will not take, when once 'tis offered, shall never find it.
This health to Lepidus.
Bear him ashore. I'll pledge it for him, Pompey.
Here's to thee, Menace.
Enobarbus, welcome.
Fill till the cup be hid.
There's a strong fellow, Menace, pointing to the attendant who carries off Lepidus.
Why?
But bears the part of the world, man. Seest not?
The third part, then, is drunk. Would it were all. That it might go on wheels.
Drink thou, increase the reels.
Come.
This is not yet an Alexandrian feast.
It ripens toward it. Strike the vessels, ho. Here is to Caesar.
I could well forbear it. It's a monstrous labor when I wash my brain and it grows fouler.
Be a child of the time.
Possess it, I'll make answer, but I'd rather fast from all 4 days than drink so much in one.
Ha, my brave emperor. Shall we dance now the Egyptian bacchanals and celebrate our drink?
Let's have it, good soldier.
Come, let's all take hands till the conquering wine hath steeped our sense in soft and delicate lethe.
All take hands, make battery to our ears with the loud music. The while I'll place you, then the boy shall sing. The holding every man shall bear as loud as his strong sides can volley. Music plays. Medius and Enobarbus places them hand in hand. I don't know if I'm singing or if the boy is singing. So come, thou monarch of the vine, flumpy Bacchus with pink eyne. In thy fats our cares be drowned, with thy grapes our hairs be crowned. Cup us till the world go round, cup us till the world go round.
What would you more, Pompey, good night? Good brother, let me request you off. Our graver business frowns at this levity. Gentle lords, let's part. You see we have burnt our cheeks. Strong Enobarb is weaker than the wine, and mine own tongue splits what it speaks. The wildest skies have almost attacked us all. What need more words? Good night, good Antony, your hand.
I'll try you on the shore.
And shall, sir, gives your hand.
Oh, Antony, you have my father's house, but what? We're friends. Come down into the boat.
Take heed, you fall not. Exeunt all but Domitius, Enobarbus, and Menace. Menace, all not on shore.
No, to my captain. These drums, these trumpets, flutes, what? Let Neptune hear we bid a loud farewell to these great fellows. Sound and be hanged. Sound out.
Sound a flourish with drums. Ho, Caesar, there's my cap.
Oh, noble captain, come.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 1, a plain in Syria. Enter Ventidius, as it were in triumph, with Silius and other Romans, officers and soldiers, the dead body of Pacorus borne before him.
Now, darting Parthia, art thou struck, and now pleased fortune does of Marcus Crassus's death. Make me revenger, bury the king's son's body before our army. Thou Pacorus, Orodes, pay this for Marcus Crassus.
Noble Ventidius, whilst thou with Parthian blood thy sword is warm, the fugitive Parthians follow, spur from Media, Mesopotamia, and the shelters whither the routed fly. So thy grand Captain Antony shall set thee on triumphant chariots and put garlands on thy head.
Oh, Silius, I have done enough, a lower place, note well. May make too great an act, for learn this, Silius, better to leave undone than by our deed acquire too high a fame when him we serves away. Caesar and Antony, if ever one, more in their officer than person. Sosius, one of my place in Syria, his lieutenant, for quick accumulation of renown, which he achieved by the minute, lost his favor. Who does the wars more than his captain becomes his captain's captain, and ambition, the soldier's virtue, rather makes choice of loss than gain which darkens him. I could do more to do Antonius good, but 'twould offend him, and in his offense should my performance perish.
Thou hast, Ventidius, that without which there's the soldier in his sword. Grant scarce distinction, thou wilt write to Antony.
I'll humbly signify what in his name, that magical word of war, we have effected, how with his banners and his well-paid ranks, the ne'er yet beaten horse of Parthia, we have jaded out of the field.
Where is he now?
He purposeth to Athens, whether with what haste the weight he must convey with will's permit, we shall appear before him. On there, pass along.
Exeunt. Scene 2, Rome, an antechamber in Octavius Caesar's house. Enter Agrippa at one door, Domitius and Obarbus at another.
What are the brothers parted?
They have dispatched with Pompey. He is gone. The other three are sealing. Octavia weeps to part from Rome. Caesar is sad, and Lepidus, since Pompey's feast, as Bennis says, is troubled with the green sickness.
'Tis a noble Lepidus.
A very fine one. Oh, how he loves Caesar.
Nay, but how dearly he adores Mark Antony.
Caesar, why, he's the Jupiter of men.
What's Antony, the god of Jupiter?
Spake you of Caesar? How? The non-imperial.
Oh, Antony, oh, thou Arabian bird.
Would you praise Caesar, say Caesar. Go no further.
Indeed, he piled them both with excellent praises.
But he loves Caesar best, yet he loves Antony. Oh, hearts, tongues, figures, scribes, bards, poets cannot think, speak, cast, write, sing, number, ho, his love to Antony. But as for Caesar, kneel down and wonder.
Both he loves.
They are his shards, he their beetle. Trumpets within. Ba-ba-da-ba! So, this is to horse. Adieu, noble Agrippa.
Good fortune, worthy soldier, and farewell.
Enter Octavius Caesar, Mark Antony, Lepidus, and Octavia.
No further, sir.
You take from me a great part of myself. Use me well in it. Sister, prove such a wife as my thoughts make thee, and as my farthest band shall pass on thy proof. Most noble Antony, let not the piece of virtue which is set betwixt us at the cement of our love, to keep it builded, be the ram to batter the fortress of it. For better might we have loved without this mean, if on both our parts this be not cherished.
Make me not offended in your distrust.
I have said.
You shall not find. Though you be therein curious, the least cause for what you seem to fear. So the gods keep you, and make the hearts of Romans serve your ends. We will here part.
Farewell, my dear sister. Fare thee well. The elements be kind to thee, and make thy spirits all of comfort. Fare thee well.
My noble brother.
The April's in her eyes. It is love's spring, and these the showers to bring it on. Be cheerful.
Sir, look well to my husband's house, and
What, Octavia?
I'll tell you in your ear.
Her tongue will not obey her heart, nor can her heart inform her tongue. The swan's down feather that stands upon the swell at full of tide, and neither way inclines.
Will Caesar weep?
He has a cloud in his face.
You were the worse for that, were he a horse. So he, being a man.
Why, I know, Barbus. When Antony found Julius Caesar dead, he cried almost to roaring, and he wept when at the Philippi he found Brutus slain.
That year, indeed, he was troubled with a rheum. That what willingly he did confound, he wailed. Believe it, till I wept too.
No, sweet Octavia, you shall hear from me still. The time shall not outgo my thinking on you.
Come, sir, come. I'll wrestle with you in my strength of love. Look, here I have you. Thus, I let you go and give you to the gods.
Adieu, be happy.
Let all the numbers of the stars give light to thy fair way.
Farewell, farewell.
This is Octavia.
Farewell.
Trumpet sound. Ba-ba-da-ba! Exeunt. Scene 3, Alexandria, Cleopatra's palace. Enter Cleopatra, Charmaine, Iris, and Alexis.
Where is the fellow?
Half afeared to come.
Go to.
Enter the messenger as before.
Come hither, sir.
Good Majesty, Herod of Jewry, dare not look upon you, but when you are all as well pleased.
That Herod's head I'll have, but how when Antony is gone, through whom I might commend it? Come down here.
Most gracious Majesty.
Didst thou behold Octavia?
I, dread queen,
Where?
madam, in Rome, I looked her in the face and saw her led between her brother and Mark Antony.
Tell me, is she as tall as me?
She is not, madam.
Did, did hear her speak? Is she shrill-tongued or low?
Madam, I heard her speak. She is low-voiced.
That's not so good. He cannot like her long.
Like her? Oh God. Like her? Oh, Isis, 'tis impossible.
I think so, Charmaine. Dull of tongue and dwarfish. When majesty is in her gait, remember, if ever thou look'st on majesty.
She creeps. Her motion and her station are as one. She shows a body rather than a life, a statue than a breather.
Is this certain?
Or I've no observance. 3 in Egypt cannot make better note.
He's very knowing, I do perceive it. There's nothing in her yet. The fellow has good judgment.
Excellent.
Guess at her years, I prithee.
Madam, she was a widow.
Widow, Charmaine, hark.
And I do think she's 30.
Bear'st thou her face in mind? It's long or round?
Round, even to faultness.
For the most part, too, they're foolish that are so. Her hair, what color?
Round, madam, and her forehead as low as she would wish it.
There's gold for thee. Thou must not take my former sharpness ill. I will employ thee back again. I find thee most fit for business. Go make thee ready, our letters are prepared.
Exit messenger.
A proper man.
Indeed, he is so. I repent me much that so harried him. Why, methinks by him these creatures no such thing.
Nothing, madam.
The man hath seen some majesty and should know.
Hath he seen majesty? Isis else defend and serving you so long.
I have one thing more to ask him yet, good Charmaine, but it's no matter. Thou shalt bring him to me, where I will write all may be well enough.
I warrant you, madam.
Exeunt. Scene 4. Athens. A ruined Mark Antony's house. Enter Mark Antony and Octavia.
Nay, nay, Octavia, not only that. They were excusable, that and thousands more of semblable import. But he hath waged new wars against Pompey, made his will, and read it to the public ear. Spoke scantly of me, when perforce he could not but pay me terms of honor. Cold and sickly he vented them, most narrow measure lent me. When the best hint was given him, he not took it, nor did it from his teeth.
Oh, my good lord, believe not all, or if you must believe, stomach not all. A more unhappy lady of this division chance ne'er stood between, praying for both parts. That good gods me presently when I shall pray. Oh, bless my lord and husband, undo that prayer by crying out as loud. Oh, bless my brother, husband, win brother, praise and destroys the prayer. No midway twixt these extremes at all.
Gentle Octavia, let your best love draw to that point which seeks best to preserve it. If I lose mine honor, I lose myself. Better I were not yours than yours so branchless, but, as you requested, yourself shall go betweens. The meantime, lady, I'll raise the preparation of a war, shall sustain your brother, make your soonest haste, so your desires are yours.
Thanks to my lord, the Jove of power, most weak, most weak. Your reconciler wars twixt you twain would be as if the world should cleave, and that slain men should shoulder up the rift.
When it appears to you where this begins, turn your displeasure that way, for our faults can never be so equal that your love can equally move with them. Bide your going, choose your own company, and command what cost your heart has mind to.
Exeunt. Scene 5. The same. Another room. Enter Demetrius and Obarbus and Eros meeting. How now, friend Eros?
There's strange news come, sir.
What, man?
Caesar and Lepidus have made wars upon Pompey.
This is old. What is the success?
Caesar, having made use of him in the wars against Pompey, presently denied him rivalry. It would not let him partake of the glory of the action, and not resting here, accuses him of letters he had formerly wrote to Pompey. Upon his appeal, seizes him, so poor Thyrtis, up till death in large is confined.
Then, world, thou hast a pair of chaps, no more. And throw between them all the food thou hast, they'll grind the one the other. Where's Antony?
He's walking in the garden, and thus, and spurns the rush that lies before him, cries, "Fool Lepidus!" and threats the throat of that officer that murdered Pompey.
Our great navy's rigged.
For Italy and Caesar, more Domitius, my lord desires you presently. My news might have told you hereafter.
'Twill be naught, but let it be. Bring me to Antony.
Come, sir.
Exeunt. Scene 6. Rome. Octavius Caesar's house. Enter Octavius Caesar, Agrippa, and Maecenas.
Contemning Rome, he has done all of this and more. And Alexandria hear the matter of it. In the marketplace, on the tribunal of silver, Cleopatra and himself in chairs of gold were publicly enthroned. At the feet sat Caesarion, whom they call my father's son, and all the unlawful issue that their lust since then have made between them, unto her he gave the establishment of Egypt, made her of Lower Syria, Cyprus, Lydia, absolute queen. This in the public eye? In the common showpace where they exercise, his sons here there proclaimed the kings of kings. Great Media, Parthia, and Armenia he gave to Alexander, to Ptolemy he assigned Syria, Cilicia, and Bithynia. She and the habiliments of the goddess Isis that day appeared and oft before gave audience, as 'tis reported so. Let Rome be thus informed. Who, quasi, and with his insolence already will their good thoughts call from him? That people know it and have now received his accusations. Who does he accuse? Caesar, and that having in Sicily Sextus Pompeius spoiled, we had not ratted him. His part of the isle, then does he say, he lent me some shipping unrestored. Lastly, he frets that Lepidus of the triumvirate should be disposed, and being that we detain all his revenue. So that should be the answer. 'Tis done already, and the messenger gone. I have told them Lepidus was grown too cruel, that he has his high authority abused, and did deserve his charge. For what I have conquered, I grant him part. But then, in his Armenia, and others of his conquered kingdoms, I demand the like. He will never yield to that. Nor must he be yielded in this, nor must not then be yielded to in this.
Enter Octavia with her train.
Hail Caesar, and my lord, most dear Caesar.
That ever I should call thee castaway.
You have not called me so, nor have you cause.
Why have you stoled upon us thus? You come not like Caesar's sister, the wife of Antony, should have an army for an usher, and the neighs of a horse to tell of her approach, long ere did she appear. The trees, by the way, should have borne men, and expectation fainted, longing for what it had not. Nay, the dust should have ascended to the roof of heaven, raised by your populous troops. But you come, a market maid to Rome, and have prevented the ostentation of our love, which left unshown is often left unloved. We should have met you by sea and land, supplying every stage with an augmented greeting.
Good my lord, to come thus I was not constrained, but did on my free will. My lord, Mark Antony, hearing that you prepared for war, acquainted my grieved ear withal, whereon I begged his pardon for return.
Which soon he granted, being an obstruct tween his lust and him.
Do not say so, my lord.
I have eyes upon him, and his affairs come to me on the wind. Where is he now?
My lord in Athens.
No, my most wrong sister Cleopatra hath nodded him to her. He hath given his empire up to a whore, who now are levying the kings of the earth for war. He hath assembled Bacchius, the king of Libya, Archelaus of Cappadocia, Philopathus, king of Paphlagonia, the Thracian king Attalus, king Malchius of Arabia, king of Pont, Herod of Jewry, Mithridates, king of Commagene, Polemon and Amantius, the king of Mede and Lycaonia, with mere larger lists of scepters.
I me, most wretched that have my heart parted betwixt two friends that do afflict each other.
Welcome hither your letters did withhold our breaking forth, till we perceived both how long you were wrong led, and we are negligent danger. Cheer your heart, be you not troubled with time, which drives over your content these strong necessities, but let determined things to destiny hold under bewailed their way. Welcome to Rome, nothing more dear to me. You are abused beyond the mark of thought, and the high gods, to do justice, make them ministers of us and those that love you. Best of comfort, and ever welcome to us. Welcome, lady.
Welcome, dear madam. Each heart in Rome does love and pity you. Only the adulterous Antony, most large in his abominations, turns you off, and gives his potent regiment to a troll that noises it against us.
Is it so, sir?
Most certain, sister. Welcome, pray you, be ever known to patience, my dear sister.
Exeunt. Scene 7, near Actium, Mark Antony's camp. Enter Cleopatra and Domitius Enobarbus.
I will be even with thee, doubt it not.
But why? Why?
Thou hast forspoke my being in these wars, and sayest it is not fit.
Well, is it? Is it?
If now denounced against us, why should not we be there in person?
Well, I could reply, if we should serve with horse and mares together, the horse were merely lost, the mare should bear a soldier and his horse.
What is it you say?
Your presence needs must puzzle Antony. Take from his heart, take from his brain, from his time. What should not then be spared? He is already traduced for levity, and 'tis said in Rome that Photinus and Eunuch and your maids manage this war.
Sink Rome and their tongues rot that speak against us, a charge we bear in the war, and as a president of my kingdom will appear therefore a man. Speak not against it, I will not stay behind.
Nay, I have done. Here comes the emperor. Enter Mark Antony and Candidus.
Is it not strange, Canidius, that from Tarentum and Brundusium he could so quickly cut the Ionian Sea and take in Turin? You have heard on't, sweet.
Celerity is never more admired than by negligent.
A good rebuke, which might have well become the best of men to taunt a slackness. Canidius, we will fight with him by sea.
By sea? What else?
Why will my lord do so?
For that he dares us to it.
So hath my lord dared him to a single fight. Aye, and to wage this battle at Pharsalia, where Caesar fought with Pompey, but these offers, which serve not for his vantage, be shakes off, and so should you. Your ships are not well manned, your mariners are muletters, reapers, people engrossed by swift impress in Caesar's fleet are those that often have 'gainst Pompey fought. Their ships are yours heavy, no disgrace shall fall, you for refusing him at sea, being prepared for land.
By sea, by sea.
Most worthy sir, you therein throw away the absolute soldiership you have by land. Distract your army, which doth most consist of war-marked footmen. Leave unexecuted your own renowned knowledge, quite forego the way which promises assurance, and give up yourself merely to chance and hazard from firm security.
I'll fight at sea.
I have 60 sails, Caesar none better.
Our overplus of shipping will we burn, and, with the rest full manned from the head of Actium, beat the approaching Caesar. But if we fail, we then can do it at land.
Enter a messenger.
Thy business.
The news is true, my lord. He is described. Caesar has taken Torin.
Can he be there in person? 'Tis impossible, strange that power should be. Canidius, our 19 legions thou shalt hold by land, and our 12,000 more. Will to our ship. Away, my Thetis.
Enter a soldier.
How now, worthy soldier?
Ah, the emperor, do not fight by sea. Trust not to rotten planks. Do you misdoubt this sword and these my wounds? Let the Egyptians and the Phoenicians go a ducking. We have used to conquer, standing on the earth and fighting foot to foot.
Well, away.
Exit Mark Antony, Queen Cleopatra, and Domitius Enobarbus. By Heracles, I think I am in the right. Soldier thou art, but his whole action grows not in the power on it, so our leaders led, and we are women's men. You keep by land the legions and the horse hold, do you not? Octavius and Marcus Justius, Publicola, and Salius are for sea, but we keep whole by land. The speed of Caesar's carries beyond belief. While he was yet in Rome, his power went out in such distractions as beguiled all spies. Who's his lieutenant, hear you? They say one Taurus. Well, I know the man. Enter a messenger.
The emperor calls Canidius.
With news the times, with labor, and throws forth each minute some. Excellent. Scene 8, a plain near Actium. Enter Octavius Caesar and Taurus with his army marching.
Taurus!
My lord.
My lord, sorry. I was putting my scarf on, my lord. I'm here.
10 out of 10 scarf.
Thank you so
Strike
much.
not by land. Keep whole. Provoke not battle till we have done at sea. Do not exclude the prescript of this scroll. Our fortune lies upon this jump.
Excellent. Scene 9, another part of the plain. Enter Mark Antony and Domitius Enobarbus.
Set we our squadrons on yon side of the hill, in eye of Caesar's battle, from which place we may the number of ships behold, and so proceed accordingly.
Excellent. Scene 10, another part of the plain. Canidius marcheth with his land army one away over the stage, and Taurus, the lieutenant of Octavius Caesar, the other way. After their going in is heard the noise of a sea fight. Alarum. Enter Domitius Enobarbus. Not, I can behold no longer. The Antoniad, the Egyptian admiral, with all their 60, fly and turn the rudder. To see it, mine eyes are blasted. Enter Scaurus.
Gods and goddesses, all the whole senate of them.
Why, what's thy passion?
The greater cantle of the world is lost with very ignorance. We have kissed away kingdoms and provinces.
How appears the fight?
On our side, like the token pestilence, where death is sure. Yon rewarded nag of Egypt, whom leprosy overtake in the midst of the fight, when vantage like a pair of twins appeared, both as the same, or rather ours the elder. These breeze upon her like a cow in June, hoist sails and flies.
That I beheld. Mine eyes did sicken at the sight, and could not endure a further view.
She once being loosed to the noble ruin of her magic, Antony claps on his sea wing, and like a doting mallard, leaving the fight in height, flies after her. I never saw an action of such shame. Experience, manhood, honor, never before did violate so itself.
Alack. Enter Canidius. Our fortune on the sea is out of breath, and sinks most lamentably. Had our general been what he knew himself, it had gone well. Oh, he has given example for our fight, most grossly by his own. Aye, are you thereabouts? Why then, good night indeed. Toward Peloponnesus they fled.
'Tis easy to it, and there I will attend what further comes.
Caesar will I render my legions and my horse. 6 kings already show me the way of yielding. All yet follow, the wounded chance of Antony, though my reason sits in the wind against me. Exit. Scene 11, Alexandria, Cleopatra's palace. Enter Mark Antony with attendants.
Hark, the land bids me tread no more upon't. It is a shame to bear me. Friends, come hither. I am so elated in the world that I have lost my way forever. I have a ship laden with gold. Take that, divide it, fly, and make your peace with Caesar.
Fly?
Fly, not we.
Not we.
I have fled myself, and have instructed cowards to run and show their shoulders. Friends, be gone. I have myself resolved upon a course which has no need of you. Be gone. My treasure's in the harbor. Take it. Oh, I followed that I blush to look upon. My very hairs do mutiny for the white, reprove the brown for rashness, and they them for fear of doting. Friends, be gone, and you shall have letters from me to some friends that will sweep your way for you. Pray you look not sad, nor make replies of loathliness. Take the hint, which my despair proclaims. Let that be left which leaves itself, and to the seaside straightway. I will possess you of that ship and treasure. Leave me, I pray, a little. Pray you now, nay, do so, for indeed I have lost command. Therefore, I pray you, I'll see you by and by.
Sits down. Enter Cleopatra, led by Charmaine and Iris, Eros following.
Nay, gentle madam, to him, comfort him.
Do, most dear queen.
Do? Why, what else?
Let me sit down.
No.
See you here, sir.
Oh, fie.
Madam.
Madame, O good empress.
Sir.
Yes, my lord, yes. He at Philippi kept his sword e'en like a dancer while I struck the lean and wrinkled Cassius, and 'twas I that mad Brutus ended. He alone dealt on lieutenantry, and no practice had in the brave squares of war. Yet now, no matter.
Stand by.
Like the queen, my lord, the queen.
Go to him, madam, speak to him. He is unqualified with very shame.
Well then, sustain him. Oh.
Most noble sir, arise. The queen approaches. Her head's declined. Death will seize her, but your comfort will make the rescue.
I have offended reputation, a most unnoble swerving.
Sir, the queen.
Oh, whither that hast thou led me, Egypt? See how I convey my shame out of thine eyes by looking back at what I have left behind, destroyed in dishonor.
Oh, my lord, forgive my fearful sails. I little thought you would have followed.
Egypt, thou knewest too well my heart was to thy rudder tied by the strings, and thou shouldst tow me after. For my spirit, thy full supremacy thou knewest, and that I beck from my bidding of the gods command me.
Oh, my pardon.
Now I must to the young men send humble treaties, dodge and palter in the shifts of lowness, who with half the bulk of the world played as I pleased, making and marring fortunes. You did know how much you were my conqueror, and that my sword, made weak by my affection, would obey it on all costs.
Pardon.
Fall not a tear, I say. One of them rates all that is won and lost. Give me a kiss, even as this repays me. We sent our schoolmaster. Is he come back? Oh, I am full of lead. Some wine within there in our vines. Fortune knows we scorn her most when she offers blows.
Exit. Scene 12. Egypt. Octavius Caesar's camp. Enter Octavius Caesar, Dolabella, Thyreus with others.
Let him appear that come from Antony. Know you him?
Caesar did tell it to his schoolmaster. An argument that he is plucked when hither. He sends so poor opinion of his wing, which had superfluous kings for messengers, not many moons gone by.
Approach and
Enter
speak.
Euphonius, ambassador from Mark Antony.
Approach and speak.
Such as I am, I come from Antony. I was of late as petty to his ends, as is the morn dew on the myrtle leaf to his grand sea.
Bet so, declare thine office.
Lord of his fortunes, he salutes thee, and requires to live in Egypt, which not granted, he lessens his requests, and to thee sues to let him breathe between the heavens and earth, a private man in Athens, this for him. Next, Cleopatra does confess thy greatness, submits her to thy might, and of thee craves the circle of the Ptolemies for her heirs, now hazarded to thy grace.
For Antony, I have no ears to his request. The queen of audience nor desire shall fail. So she from Egypt drive her all disgraced friend, or take his life there. This if she perform, she shall not sue unheard. So to them both.
Fortune pursue thee.
Bring him through the bands.
Exit Euphonius to Thyreus.
From Antony win Cleopatra. Promise in our name what she requires and more from thine invention. Offers women are not in their best fortune strong. But want will perjure their never touched bestial. Try thy cunning, Perseus. Make thine own edict for thy pains, which we will answer as a law.
Caesar, I go.
Caesar, I go.
Observe how Antony becomes his flaw, and what thou thinkst his very action speaks, and every power that moves.
Caesar, I shall. Exit. Scene 13, Alexandria, Cleopatra's palace. Enter Cleopatra, Demetrius, and Enobarbus, Charmaine, and Iris.
Oh, what should we do, Enobarbus?
Think and die.
Is Antony or we in fault for this?
Antony only. That would make his will lord of his reason. What though you fled from that great face of war, whose several ranges frighted each other? Why should he follow? The itch of his affection should not then have nicked his captainship. At such a point when half to half the world opposed his being the mirrored question, 'twas a shame no less than was his loss to course your flying flags and leave his navy gazing.
Prithee, peace.
Enter Mark Antony with Euphonius, the ambassador.
Is that his answer?
I am my lord.
The queen shall then have courtesy, so she will yield us up.
He says so.
Let her know it. To the boy Caesar send this grizzled head, and he will fill thy wishes to the brim with principalities.
That head, my lord.
To him again. Tell him he wears the rose of youth upon him, from which the world should note something particular. His coin, ships, legions, may be a coward's whose ministers would prevail under the service of a child as soon as in the command of Caesar. I dare him, therefore, to lay his gay comparisons apart, and answer me declined, sword against sword, ourselves alone. I'll write it. Follow me.
Exit Mark Antony and Euphonius. Yes, like enough, high-battled Caesar will unstate his happiness and be staged to the show. Against a sworder. I see men's judgments are a parcel of their fortunes, and things outward do draw the inward quality after them, to suffer all alike. That he should dream, knowing all measures, the full Caesar will answer his emptiness. Caesar, thou hast subdued his judgment too. Enter an attendant.
A message from Caesar.
What? No more ceremony? See, my women against the blown rose made to stop their nose, that kneeled unto the gods. Admit him, sir.
Exit attendant. Mine honesty and I begin to square. The loyalty well held to fools does make our faith mere folly. Yet he that can endure to follow with allegiance to a fallen lord does conquer him that did his master conquer, and earns a place in the story. Enter Thyreus.
Caesar's will?
So haply they are friends to Antony.
None but friends say boldly.
He needs as many, sir, as Caesar has, or needs not us. If Caesar please, our master will leap to be his friend. For us, whose he is, we are, and that is Caesar's.
So, thus then, thou most renowned Caesar entreats not to consider in what case thou standst further than he is Caesar.
Go on, right royal.
He knows that you embrace not Antony as you did love, but as you feared him.
Oh,
The scars upon your honor, therefore he does pity as constrained blemishes, not as deserved.
he is a god, and knows what is most right. Mine honor was not yielded, but conquered merely.
To be sure of that, I will ask Antony, sir, thou art so leaky, that we must leave thee to thy sinking. For thy dearest quit thee. Exit.
Shall I say to Caesar what you require of him? For he partly begs to be desired to give. It much would please him that of his fortunes you should make a staff to lean upon, but it will warm his spirits to hear from me you had left Antony and put yourself under his shroud, the universal landlord.
What's your name?
My name is Thyrius.
Most kind messenger, say to great Caesar this. In deputation, I kiss his conquering hand. Tell him I am prompt to lay my crown at his feet, and there to kneel. Tell him from his all-obeying breath, I hear the doom of Egypt.
'Tis your noblest course, wisdom and fortune combating together, is that. The former dare but what it can, no chance may shake it. Give me grace to lay my duty on your hand.
Caesar's father oft, when he had muse of taking kingdoms in, bestowed his lips on that unworthy place, as it rained kisses.
Re-enter Mark Antony and Domitius and Enobarbus.
Favors by Jove that thunders. What art thou, fellow?
One that but performs the bidding of the fullest man, and worthy as to have command obeyed.
You will be whipped.
Approach there. Ha, you kite. Now gods and devils, authority melts from me. Of late when I cried, help, like boys unto a muss, kings would start forth and cry, your will? Have you no ears? I am Antony yet.
Enter attendants.
Take hence this jack and whip him.
'Tis better playing with a lion's whelp than an old one dying.
Moon and stars, whip him! Were 20 of the greatest tributaries that do acknowledge Caesar, should I find them so saucy with the hand of she here, was her name, since she was Cleopatra, whip him, fellows, till like a boy you see him cringe his face and whine aloud for mercy. Take him hence.
Mark Antony!
Hug him away! Being whipped, bring him again. This jack of Caesar shall bear us an errand to him.
Ex in attendance with Thyrius.
You were half blasted ere I knew you. Have I my pillow left unpressed in Rome, forbong the getting of a lawful race, and by a gem of women to be abused by one that looks on feeders?
Good my lord.
You have been a boggler, ever. But when we in our viciousness grow hard, our misery onto the wise gods seal our eyes. In our own filth drop our clear judgments, make us adore our errors, laugh at us, while we strut to our confusion.
Oh, it's come to this?
I found you as a morsel, cold upon dead Caesar's trencher. Nay, you were a fragment of Cnaeus Pompey's besides what hotter hours, unregistered in vulgar fame, you have luxuriously picked out. For, I am sure, though you can guess what temperance should be, you know not what it is.
More for is it?
To let a fellow that will take rewards and say, God quit you, be familiar with my playfellow, your hand, this kingly seal and plighter of high hearts, that I were upon the hill of Basan to outroar the horned herd. For I have a savage cause, and to proclaim it civilly were like a haltered neck which does the hangman thank for being yare about him.
We enter attendance with Thyrius.
Is he whipped?
Soundly, my lord.
Cried he, and begged a pardon?
He did ask for a favor.
If that thy father live, let him repent. Thou wast not made his daughter, and be thou sorry to follow Caesar in his triumph. Since thou hast been whipped for following him henceforth, the white hand of a lady fever thee. Sake thou to look on't. Get thee back to Caesar. Tell him thy entertainment. Look, thou say, he makes me angry with him, for he seems proud and disdainful, harping on what I am. Now what he knew I was, he makes me angry. And at the time most easy to do it. When my good stars, that were my former guides, have empty left their orbs and shot their fires into the abysm of hell, if he mislike my speech and what is done, tell him he has Hipparchus, my enfranched bondman, whom he may at pleasure whip or hang or torture as he shall like. To quit me, urge it thou. Hence with thy stripes, be gone.
Exit Thyreus.
Have you done yet?
Alack, our terrene moon is now eclipsed, and it portends alone the fall of Antony.
I must stay his time.
To flatter Caesar, would you mingle eyes with one that tries his points?
Know me yet?
Cold-hearted toward me?
Oh dear, if I be so, from my cold heart I'll haven engender hail, and poison it in the source, and the first stone drop in my neck as it determines so. Dissolve my life, the next Caesarean smite, till by degrees the memory of my womb, together with my brave Egyptians all by the dying of this pellet storm, lie graveless till thy flies and gnats of Nile have buried them for prey.
I am satisfied. Caesar sits down in Alexandria, where I will oppose his fate. Our force by land hath nobly held, our severed navy two have knit again, and fleet threatening most sea-like. Where hast thou been, my heart? Dost thou hear, lady? If from the field I shall return once more to kiss these lips, I will appear in blood. I and my sword will earn our chronicle. There is hope in it yet.
That's my brave lord.
I will treble-sinewed hearted breathe and fight maliciously, for when mine hours were nice and lucky, men did ransom lives of me for jests. But now I'll set my teeth and send to darkness all that stop me. Come, let's have one other gaudy night. Call to me, all my sad captains, fill our bowls once more. Let's mock the midnight bell.
It is my birthday. I thought to have held it poor, but since my lord is me again, I will be Cleopatra.
We will yet do it well.
All his noble captains to my lord.
Do so. We'll speak to them, and tonight I'll force the wine peep through their scars. Come on, my queen. There's sap in it yet. The next time I do fight, I'll make death love for me, for I will contend even with his pestilent scythe.
Exeunt all but Domitius and Enobarbus. Now he'll outstare the lightning. To be furious is to be frighted out with fear, and in that mood the dove will peck the estrage. And I see still a diminution in our captain's brain, restores his heart. When valor preys on reason, it eats the sword it fights with. I will seek some way to leave him. Exit. Act 4, Scene 1. Before Alexandria, Octavius's camp. Enter Octavius Caesar Agrippa Messenius with his army, Octavius Caesar reading a letter.
He calls me boy and chides as he had power to beat me out of Egypt. My messenger he hath whipped with rods, dares me to personal combat. Caesar to Antony, let the old ruffian know I have many other ways to die. Meantime, laugh at his challenge.
Caesar must think, when one so great begins to rage, he's hunted even to falling. Give him no breath, but now make mood of his distraction. Never anger, made good guard for itself.
Let our best heads know that tomorrow, the last of many battles we mean to fight, within our files there are, of those that served Mark Antony but late enough to fetch him in. See it done, and feast the army we have the store to do it, and they have earned the waste, poor Antony.
Exeunt. Scene 2, Alexandria, Cleopatra's palace. Enter Mark Antony, Cleopatra, Domitius and Enobarbus, Charmaine, Iris, Alexis, with others.
You will not fight me, Domitius.
No.
Why should he not?
He thinks, being 20 times of better fortune, he is 20 men to 1.
Tomorrow, soldier, by sea and land I'll fight, or I will live, or bathe my dying honor in the blood shall make it live again. Would thou fight well?
I'll strike and cry, take all!
Well said. Come on, call forth my household servant. Let's tonight be bounteous at our meal.
Enter 3 or 4 servitors.
Give me thy hand. Thou hast been rightly honest, so hast thou, and thou, and thou. You have served me well, and kings have been your fellows.
What means this?
'Tis one of those odd tricks which sorrow shoots out the mind.
And thou art honest too. I wish I could be made so many men, and all of you clapped up together in an Antony, that I might do you service so good as you have done.
The gods forbid.
The gods forbid.
Well, my good fellows, wait on me tonight, scant not my cups, and make as much of me as when mine empire was your fellow too, and suffered my command.
What does he mean?
To make his followers weep.
Tend me tonight. May be it is the period of your duty. Haply you shall not see me more, or if a mangled shadow, perchance tomorrow you'll serve another master. I look on you as one that takes his leave. My honest friends, I turn you not away, but like a master married to your good service, stay till death. Tend me tonight 2 hours, I ask no more, and the gods yield you for it.
What mean you, sir? Give them this discomfort. Look, they weep, and I, as an ass, am onion-eyed. For shame, transform us not to women.
Now the witch take me, if I meant it thus. Grace grow where the drops fall. My hearty friends, you take me in $2 a cents, for I spake to you for your comfort. Did desire you to burn this night with torches. No, my hearts, I hope well of tomorrow, and will lead you where rather I'll expect victorious life than death and dishonor. Let's to supper, come, and drown consideration.
Exit 3, the same, before the palace. Enter 2 soldiers to their guard.
Brother, good night. Tomorrow is the day.
It will determine one way, fare you well. Heard you of nothing strange about the streets?
Nothing. What news?
Belike 'tis but a rumor. Good night to you.
Well, sir, good night.
Enter 2 other soldiers.
Soldiers, have careful watch.
And you, good night. Good night.
They place themselves in every corner of the stage.
Here we, and if tomorrow our navy thrive, I have an absolute hope our landmen will stand up.
'Tis a brave army and full of purpose.
Music of the Hot Boys as under the stage.
Peace! What noise?
List, list.
Hark!
Music in the air.
Under the earth.
It sings well. It signs well, does it not?
No.
Peace, I say. What should this mean?
'Tis the god Hercules, whom Antony loved, now leaves him.
Walk. Let's see if other watchmen do hear what we do.
They advance to another post.
How now, masters?
How now?
How now? How now?
How now? Do you hear it?
Do you
Are
hear
you
it?
hearing it? Do you hear it?
Aye, is it not strange?
Do you hear, masters? Do you hear?
Follow the noise so far as we have quarter. Let's see how it will give off.
Content.
Content.
It is
Tis
weird.
strange.
And
Really
unusual.
weird.
Excellent. Scene 4, the same, a room in the palace. Enter Mark Antony, Cleopatra, Charmaine, and others attending.
Eros, mine armor, Eros.
Sleep a little.
No, my chuck. Eros, come, mine armor, Eros.
Enter Eros with armor.
Come, good fellow, put mine iron on. If fortune be not ours today, it is because we brave her. Come.
I'll help too. What's this for?
Ah, let be, let be. Thou art the armor of my heart. False, false, this.
So help thus it must be.
Well, we shall thrive now. Seest thou, my good fellow? Go put on thy defenses.
Briefly, sir.
Is not this buckled well?
Rarely. He that unbuckles this, till we do please to deft for our repose, shall hear a storm. Thou fumblest, Eros, and my queen's a squire more tight at this than thou. Dispatch, oh love, but thou couldst see my wars today, and knewest the royal occupation, thou shouldst see a workman in it.
Enter an armed soldier.
Good morrow to thee, welcome. Thou lookest like him, and knows a warlike charge. To business, that we love, we rise betime, and go to it with delight.
1,000, sir. Early though it be, have on their riveted trim, and at the port expect you. Shout, trumpets flourish. Ba-ba-da-ba! Enter captains and soldiers.
Morn is fair. Good morrow, General.
Good morrow,
Good
General.
morrow, General.
What up?
'Tis well blown, lads. This morning, like the spirit of a youth that means to be of note, begins betimes. So, come, give me that. This way, well said. Fare thee well, dame. Whatever becomes of me, this is a soldier's kiss. Rebukable.
Kisses her.
And worthy shameful check it were to stand on more mechanic compliment. I'll leave thee now, like a man of steel. You that will fight, follow me close. I'll bring you to it. Adieu.
Exit Mark Antony, Eros, captains and soldiers.
Please you, retire to your chamber.
Lead me, he goes forth gallantly, that he and Caesar might determine this great war in single fight. Then Antony, but now, well, on.
Excellent. Scene 5, Alexandria. Mark Antony's camp. Trumpet sound. Ba-ba-da-ba! Enter Mark Antony and Eros, a soldier meeting them. The gods make this a happy day to Antony.
Would thou and those thy scars had once prevailed to make me fight at land.
Hast thou done so, the kings that have revolted, and the soldier that has this morning left thee, would have still followed thy heels.
Who's gone this morning?
Who? One ever near thee. Call for Enobarbus, he shall not hear thee, or from Caesar's camp say, I am none of thine.
What sayest thou?
Sir, he is with Caesar.
Sir, his chest and treasure, he is not with them.
Is he gone?
Most certain.
Go, Eros, send his treasure after, do it. Detain not, no jot, I charge thee. Write to him, I will subscribe. Gentle adieus and greetings. Say that I wish he never find more cause to change a master. My fortunes have corrupted honest men. Dispatch Enobarbus.
Excellent. Scene 6, Alexandria, Octavius Caesar's camp. Flourish. Enter Octavius Caesar, Agrippa, with Domitius Enobarbus and others.
Go forth, Agrippa, and begin the fight. Our will is Antony be took alive. Make so it is known. Caesar I shall.
Exit.
The time of universal peace is near. Prove this a prosperous day. The three-nooked world shall bear the olive freely.
Enter a messenger.
Antony is coming to the field.
Go charge Agrippa, plant those that have revolted in the van, that Antony may seem to spend his fury upon himself.
Exeunt all but Domitius Enobarbus. Alexis did revolt and went to jury on affairs of Antony. There did persuade great Herod to incline himself to Caesar and leave his master Antony. For this pain Caesar hath hanged him. Canidius and the rest that fell away have entertainment, but no honorable trust. I have done ill, of which I do accuse myself so sorely that I will joy no more. Enter a soldier of Caesar's. Enobarbus, Antony hath after thee sent all thy treasure, with his bounty overplus. The messenger came on my guard, and at thy tent is now unloading all of his mules. I give it you. Mock not, Enobarbus, I tell you, best you safe the bringer out of the host. I must attend mine office, or would have done it myself. Your emperor continues still a Jove. Exit. Immediate. Oh, well. I am alone, the villain of the earth, and feel I am so most. O Antony, thou mine of bounty, how wouldst thou have paid my better service when my turpitude dost so crown with gold? It blows my heart if swift thought break it not. A swifter mean shall strike thought. But thought will do it, I feel. I fight against thee. No, I will go seek some ditch wherein to die. The foulest best fits my latter part of life. Exit. Scene 7. Field of battle between the camps. Alarum! Drums and trumpets. Enter Agrippa and others.
Retire, we've engaged ourselves too far. Caesar himself has work, and our oppression exceeds what we expected.
Exeunt. Alarums. Enter Mark Antony and Scaurus, wounded.
O brave emperor, this fought indeed. We had done so at first. We had driven them home with clouts in their heads.
Thou bleedest apace.
I had a wound here that was like a T, but now 'tis made an H.
They do retire.
We'll beat him into bench holes. I have yet room for 6 scotches more.
Enter Eros.
They are beaten, sir, and advantage serves for fair victory.
Let us score their backs and snatch him up as we take hares behind. 'Tis sport a maul a runner.
I will reward thee once for the sprightly comfort, and tenfold for thy good valor. Come thee on.
I'll halt after.
Exeunt. Scene 8. Under the walls of Alexandria. Alarum. Enter Mark Antony in a march. Scaurus with others.
We have to beat him to his camp. Run one before and let the queen know of our guests. Tomorrow, before the sun shall see us, we'll spill the blood that has today escaped. I thank you all, for doughty-handed you are, and have fought not as you served the cause, but as it had been each man's like mine. You have shown all Hectors. Enter the city, clip your wives, your friends, tell them your feats. Whilst they are joyful tears, wash the congealment from your wounds, and kiss the honored gashes whole. Give me thy hand, Scaurus.
Enter Cleopatra, unattended. No, attended.
To this great fairy I'll commend thy acts. Make her thanks bless thee. Oh, thou day of the world, chain mine arm, neck, leap thou, attire and all, through proof of harness to my heart, and there ride on the pence triumphing.
Lord of lords, O infinite virtue, comest thou smiling from the world's greatest snare uncaught?
My nightingale, we have beat them to their beds. What girl, though gray, do something mingle with our younger brown? Yet how we a brain that nourishes our nerves and can get a goal for youth. Behold this man. Commend unto his lips thy favoring hand. Kiss it, my warrior. He hath fought today as if a god, in hate of mankind, had destroyed in such a shape.
I'll give thee, friend, an armor all of gold. It was a king's.
He has deserved it. Were it carbuncled like holy Phoebus's car, give me thy hand, through Alexandria make a jolly march. Bear our hacked targets like men that owe them. Had our great palace the capacity to camp this host, we all would sup together and drink carouses to the next day's fate, which promises royal peril. Trumpeters, with brazen din, blast you the city's ear, make mingle with rattling tabourines, and heaven and earth may strike their sounds together, applauding our approach.
Exeunt. Scene 9. Octavius Caesar's camp. Sentinels at their post.
If we be not relieved within this hour, we must return to the court of guard. The night is shiny, and they say we shall in battle by the 2nd hour in the morn.
This last day was a shrewd one, Tews.
Enter Domitius and Obarbus. Oh, bear me witness, knight.
What man is this?
Stand close and list him.
Be witness to me, O thou blessed moon, when men revolted shall upon record bear hateful memory. Poor Enobarbus did before thy face repent.
Enobarbus?
Peace, hark further.
O sovereign mistress of true melancholy, the poisonous damp of night disponge upon me, that life, a very rebel to my will, may hang no longer on me. Throw my heart against the flint, and hardness of my fault, which, being dried with grief, will break to powder, and finish all foul thoughts. O Antony, nobler than my revolt is infamous. Forgive me in thine own particular, but let the world rank me in register, a master leaver and fugitive. O Antony, oh, Antony, dies.
Let's speak to him.
Let's hear him, for the things he speaks may concern Caesar.
Let's do so, but he sleeps.
Swoons, rather, for so bad a prayer as his was never yet for sleep.
Go we to him.
Awake, sir, awake, speak to us.
Hear you, sir?
The hand of death hath wrought him.
Drums afar off.
Hark, the drums! Demurely wake the sleepers. Let us bear him to the court of guard. He is of note, our hour is fully out.
Come on then, he may recover yet.
Exeunt with the body. Scene 10, between the two camps, enter Mark Antony and Scaurus with their army.
The preparation is today by sea. We please them not by land.
For both, my lord.
I would they'd fight in the fire or in the air. We'll fight there too. But this it is. Our foot upon the hills adjoining to the city shall stay with us. Order for sea is given. They have put forth haven where their appointment we may best discover, and look on their endeavor.
Exeunt, scene 11, another part of the same. Enter Octavius Caesar and his army.
But being charged, we will be still by land, which, as I take it, we shall for the best force is forth to man his galleys, to the vales, and hold our best advantage.
Exeunt, scene 12, another part of the same. Enter Mark Antony and Scaurus.
Yet they are not joined where yond pine does stand. I shall discover all. I'll bring thee word straight how 'tis like to go.
Exit.
Swallows have built in Cleopatra's sails their nests. The augurers say they know not. They cannot tell, look grimly, and dare not speak their knowledge. Antony is valiant and dejected, and, by starts, his fretted fortunes give him hope and fear of what he has and has not.
Alarum afar off, as at a sea fight. Re-enter Mark Antony.
All is lost. This foul Egyptian hath betrayed me. My fleet hath yielded to the foe, and yonder they cast their caps up and carouse together like friends long lost. Triple-turned whore 'tis thou hast sold me to this novice, and my heart makes only wars on these. Bid them all fly, for when I am revenged upon my charm, I have done all. Bid them all fly, be gone.
Exit Scaurus.
O son, thy uprise shall I see no more. Fortune and Antony part here. Even here do we shake hands, all come to this. The hearts that spanieled me at heels, to whom I gave their wishes, do Discandy melt their sweets on blossoming Caesar. And this pine is barked that overtopped them all. Betrayed I am of this false soul of Egypt, this grave charm, whose eye becked forth my wars and called them home, whose bosom was my crownet, my chief end. Like a right gypsy hath at fast and loose beguiled me to the very heart of loss. What? Eros, Eros!
Enter Cleopatra.
Ah, thou spell, avaunt!
Why is my lord enraged against his love?
Vanish, or I shall give thee thy deserving, and blemish Caesar's triumph. Let him take thee, and hoist thee up to the shouting plebeians, follow his chariot like the greatest spot of all thy sex. Most monster-like be shown for poor's diminutives, for do it, and let patient Octavia plow thy visage up with her prepared nails.
Exit Cleopatra.
'Tis well thou art gone. If it be well to live, thou better twere thou fell'st to my fury, for one death might have prevented many. Eros, ho! The shirt of Nessus is upon me. Teach me, Euclides, thou mine ancestor, thy rage. Let me lodge likest on the horns of the moon, and with those hands that grasp the heaviest club, subdue my worthiest self. That which shall die, to the young Roman boy she hath sold me, and I fall under this plot. She dies for it. Eris, ho!
Exit. Scene 13, Alexandria, Cleopatra's palace. Enter Cleopatra, Charmaine, Iris, and Mardian.
Help me, my women. Oh, he's more mad than Telamon for his shield. The boar of Tellus Sally, never saw him both.
To the monument. There, lock yourself and send him word you are dead. The soul and body rive not more in parting than greatness going off.
To the monument. Mardian, go, tell him I have slain myself. Say that the last I spoke was Antony, and word it prithee piteously. Hence, Mardian, and bring me how he takes my death. To the monument.
Exit. Scene 14. The same. Another room. Enter Mark Antony and Eros.
Eros, thou yet beholdest me?
Aye, noble lord.
Sometimes we see a cloud that is dragonish, a vapor, sometime like a bear or lion, a towered citadel, a pendant rock, a forked mountain or blue promontory with trees upon it that nod into the world and mock our eyes with air. Thou hast seen these signs. They are black vespers and pageants.
Aye, my lord.
That which is now a horse, even with a thought, the rack dislimbs and makes it indistinct as water is in water.
It is, my lord.
My good knave Eros, now thy captain is even such a body. Here I am Antony, yet cannot hold this visible shape. My knave, I made these wars for Egypt, and the queen whose heart I thought I had, for she had mine, which whilst it was mine, had annexed unto it 1,000,000 more, now lost. She, Eros, has packed cards with Caesar, and false played my glory unto an enemy's triumph. Nay, weep not, gentle Eros. There is left us ourselves to end ourselves.
Enter Mardian.
Oh, the vile lady, she has robbed me of my sword.
No, Antony. My mistress loved thee, and her fortunes mingle with thine entirely.
Hence, saucy eunuch, peace! She hath betrayed me and shall die the death.
Death of one person can be paid but once, and that she has discharged. What thou wouldst do is done undue by thy hand, and thus she spake with Antony, most noble Antony. Then in the midst of a tearing groan did break the name of Antony. It was divided between her heart and lips. She rendered life, thy name so buried in her.
Dead, then.
Dead.
Unarm me, Eros, the long day's task is done, and we must sleep. That thou departest hence safe, dost pay thy labor richly. Go.
Exit Mardian.
Oh, pluck off the sevenfold shield of Ajax, cannot keep the battery of my heart. Oh, cleave my sides, hard once be stronger than thy continent. Crack thy frail case, apace, Eros, apace. No more a soldier, bruised pieces, go. You have been nobly born from me a while.
Exit Eros.
I will overtake thee, Cleopatra, and weep for my pardon. So it must be, for now all length is torture. Since the torch is out, lie down and stray no farther. Now all labor mars what it does, yea, very force entangles itself with strength. Seal then, and all is done. Eros, I come, my queen, Eros, stay for me where souls do couch on flowers. We'll hand in hand, and with our sprightly port make the ghost gaze. Dido and her Aeneas shall want troops, and all the haunt be ours. Come, Eros, Eros!
Re-enter Eros.
What would, my lord?
Since Cleopatra died, I have lived in such dishonor that the gods detest my baseness. I, that with my sword quartered the world, and o'er green Neptune's back with ships made cities, condemned myself to lack the courage of a woman. Less noble mind than she which by her death our Caesar tells, I am conqueror of myself. Thou art sworn, Eros, that with the exigent should come, which now is come indeed, when I should see behind me the inevitable prosecution of disgrace and horror that, on my command, thou then wouldst kill me. Do it. The time has come. Thou strikest not me. 'Tis Caesar thou defeatest. What color in thy cheek?
Gods with me. Shall I do that which all the Parthian darts, though enemy lost aim, could not?
Eros, wouldst thou be widowed in great Rome and see thy master thus with pleached arms bending down his corrigible neck, his face subdued to penetrative shame, whilst the wheeled seat of fortunate Caesar drawn before him branded his baseness that ensued?
I would not see it.
Come then, for with a wound I must be cured. Draw that thy honest sword, which thou hast worn most useful for thy country.
Oh, sir, pardon me.
When I did make thee free, soughtest thou not then to do this when I bade thee? Do it at once, or thy precedent services are all but accidents unpurposed. Draw and come.
Turn from me then that noble countenance wherein the worship of the whole world lies.
Lo, thee.
Turning from him.
My sword is drawn.
Then let it do at once the thing why thou hast drawn it.
My dear master, my captain, my emperor, let me say, before I strike this bloody stroke, farewell.
'Tis said, man, and farewell.
Farewell, great chief. Shall I strike now?
Now, Eros.
Why, there then do I escape the sorrow of Antony's death.
Kills himself.
Thrice nobler than myself. Thou teachest me, O valiant Eros, what I should and thou couldst not. My queen and Eros have their brave instruction got upon me in nobleness and record, but I will be a bridegroom in my death and run into it as to a lover's bed. Come then, and Eros, thy master dies, thy scholar, to do thus.
Falling on his sword.
I learned of thee, how? Not dead? Not dead? Oh, dispatch me.
Enter Dercetus on a guard.
What's the noise?
I have done my work in, friends. Make an end of what I have begun.
The star is fallen.
And time is at his period.
Alas.
Alas and woe.
Let him that loves me strike me dead.
Not I.
Nor I.
Nor anyone.
Extant guard.
Thy death and fortunes bid thy followers fly. This sword but shown to Caesar with the tidings. Where's Antony? There,
Dionysus.
Diamond. Yup, there, Diamond, there. Lives he? Wilt thou not answer, man?
Exit Dercetus.
Art thou there, Diomed? Draw thy sword. Give me sufficing strokes for death.
Most absolute lord, my mistress Cleopatra sent me to thee.
When did she send thee?
Now, my lord.
Where is she?
Locked in her monument. She had a prophesizing fear of what hath come to pass. For when she saw, which never shall be found, you did suspect she had disposed with Caesar, and that your rage would not be purged, she sent you word she was dead. But fearing since how it might work, hath sent me to proclaim the truth, and I am come, I dread, too late.
Too late, good Diomed. Call my guard, I prithee.
What ho, the emperor's guard, the guard, what ho, come your lord calls.
Enter 4 or 5 of the guard of Mark Antony.
Bear me, good friend, where Cleopatra bides. 'Tis the last service that I shall command you.
Woe are we, sir, and you may not live to fear or wear all your true followers out.
Most heavy
day.
Nay, good my fellows, do not please sharp fate to grace it with your sorrows. Bid that welcome which comes to punish us, and we punish it, seeming to bear it lightly. Take me up. I have led you oft. Carry me now, good friends, and have my thanks for all.
Exeunt, bearing Mark Antony. Scene 15, the same, a monument. Enter Cleopatra and her maids aloft with Charmaine and Iris.
Oh, Charmaine, I will never go from hence.
Be comforted, dear madam.
No, I will not. All strange and terrible events are welcome, but comforts we despise, or sighs of sorrow, proportioned to our cause, must be as great as that which makes it.
Enter below Diomedes.
How now? Is he dead?
His death's upon him, but not dead. Look out o'er the other side your monument, his God have brought him thither.
Enter below Mark Antony, borne by the guard.
O sun, burn the great sphere thou movest in. Darkling stand the barren shore of the world. O Antony, 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 help, Charmaine, help. Iris, help, help friends below. Let's draw him hither.
Peace. Not Caesar's valor hath overthrown Antony, but Antony's hath triumphed on himself.
So it should be that none but Antony should conquer Antony. But woe, it is so.
I am dying, Egypt, dying only. I hear importune death awhile, until of many thousand kisses the poor last I lay upon thy lips.
I dare not, dear. I dare not. Let me take with the imperious show of the full fortune Caesar ever shall be broached with me. If knife, drugs, serpents have edged operation, I am safe. Your wife Octavia, with her modest eyes and still conclusion, shall acquire no honor, demurring upon me. But come, come, Antony, help me, my women. We must draw thee up. Assist, good friends.
Come quick, or I am gone.
Here's sport indeed. How heavy weights, my lord, where strength is all gone into heaviness, that makes the weight. Had a great Juno's power, the strong-winged Mercury should fetch thee up, and see thee by Jove's side. Yet come a little. Wishes were ever fools. Oh, come, come.
They heave Mark Antony aloft to Cleopatra.
And welcome, welcome. Now where thou hast lived, quicken with kissing, had my lips that power, thus would I wear them out.
A heavy sight.
I am dying, Egypt, dying. Give me some wine, and let me speak a little.
Let me speak, and let me rail so high, that the false housewife fortune break her wheel, provoked by my offense.
One word, sweet queen, of Caesar seek your honor, with your safety. Oh.
They do not go together.
Gentle, hear me. None about Caesar trust, but Procleus.
My resolution in my hands I'll trust, none about Caesar.
Miserable change now at my end, lament nor sorrow at, but please your thoughts in feeding them with those my former fortunes, wherein I lived the greatest prince of the world, the noblest. And now do not basely die, not cowardly, put off my helmet to my countrymen, a Roman by a Roman, valiantly vanquished. Now my spirit is going, I can no more.
Noblest of men, hast thou no care of me? How I abide in this dull world, which in thy absence is no better than a sty? Oh, see my women.
Mark Antony dies.
The crown of the earth does melt. My lord, oh, whither is the garland of the war? The soldier's pole is fallen. Young boys and girls are level now with men. The odds is gone, and there's nothing left remarkable beneath the visiting moon.
Faints.
Quietness. Lady.
She is dead too, our sovereign.
Lady.
Madame.
Madam. Madam. Madam.
Royal Egypt Empress.
Peace. Peace, Iris.
No more, but even a woman uncommanded by such poor passion as the maid that milks and does the ministers. It were for me to throw my scepter at the dangerous gods, to tell them that this world did equal theirs, till they had stolen our jewel. All's but not. Patient is Scottish, and impatient thus. Become a dog that's mad, then is it sin to rush into the secret house of death? Here death there come to us. How do you, woman? What good cheer? Why, how? Now, Charmaine, my noble girls, oh, women, look, our lamp is spent, it's up. Good sirs, take heart, we'll bury him. And then what's brave, what's noble? Let's do it after the high Romans fashion, and make death proud to take us. Come away, this case of that huge spirit now is cold. Women, come, we have no friend, but resolution, and the briefest end.
Exeunt. Those above bearing off Mark Antony's body. Act 5, Scene 1, Alexandria, Octavius Caesar's camp. Enter Octavius Caesar, Agrippa, Dolabella, Messenius, Gallus, Procleus, and others of his council of war.
Go to him, Dolabella. Bid him yield. Being so frustrate, tell him he mocks. The pauses that he makes.
Caesar, I shall. Exit. Enter Dercetus with the sword of Mark Antony.
Wherefore is that? And what art thou that darest appear thus to us?
I am called Decritas. Mark Antony, I served. Who best was worthy, best to be served, while he stood up and spoke. He was my master, and I wore my life to spend upon his haters. If thou please to take me to thee as I was to him, I'll be to Caesar. If thou pleasest not, I yield thee up my life.
What is thou sayest?
I say, O Caesar, Antony is dead.
The breaking of so great a thing should make a greater crack. The round world should have shook, lions into civil streets and citizens to their dens. The death of Antony is not a single doom. In the name lay a moiety of the world.
He is dead, Caesar, not by a public minister of justice, nor by a hired knife, but that self-hand, which writ his honor in the axe it did, hath with the courage which the heart did lend it splitted the heart. This is his sword. I robbed his wound of it. Behold, it stained with his most noble blood.
Look you sad, friends? The gods rebuke me, but it is tidings to wash the eyes of kings. And strange it is that nature must compel us to laminate our most persisted deeds.
His taints and honors weighs deep with him.
A rarer spirit, just dear humanity, but you, gods, will give us some faults to make us men. Caesar is touched.
When such a spacious mirror's set before him, he needs must see himself.
O Antony, I have followed thee to this, but we do lance diseases in our bodies. I must perforce have shown to thee such a declining day, or look on thine. We could not stall together in the whole world, but yet let me lament, with tears as sovereign as the blood of hearts, that thou, my brother, my competitor, and top of all design, my mate in empire, friend and companion in the front of war, the arm of mine own body, and the heart where mine his thoughts did kindle, that our stars, unreconcilable, should divide our equalness to this. Hear me, good friends, but I will tell you some meter season.
Enter an Egyptian.
The business of this man looks out of him. We'll hear what he says. Whence are you?
A poor Egyptian yet. The queen, my mistress, can find in all she has her monument of thy intense desires instruction, that she preparedly may frame herself to the way she's forced to.
Bid her have good heart. She soon shall know of us, by some of ours, how honorable and how kindly we determine for her. For Caesar cannot live to be ungentle.
So the gods preserve thee.
Exit.
Come hither, Proculius. Go and say we purpose her no shame. Give her what comforts the quality of her passions shall require, lest in her greatness be by some mortal stroke she do defeat us, for her life in Rome would be eternal in our triumph. Go and with your speediest bring us what she says and how you find her.
Caesar, I shall.
Gallus, go you along.
Exit Gallus.
Where's Dolabella to second Proculius?
Dolabella?
Let him alone, for I remember now how he's employed. He shall in time be ready. Go with me to my tent, where you shall see how hardly I was drawn into this war, how calm and gentle I proceed still in all my writings. Go with me and see what I can show in this.
Excellent. Scene 2, Alexandria, a room in a monument. Enter Cleopatra, Charmaine, and Iris.
My desolation does begin to make a better life. It is paltry to be Caesar, not being fortune, he's but fortune's knave, a minister of her will, and it is great to do that thing that ends all other deeds, which shackles accidents and bolts up change, which lives and never palates more the dog, the biggest nose and Caesar's.
Enter to the gates of the monument. Proculius, Gallus, and soldiers.
Caesar sends me greetings to the Queen of Egypt, and bids me thee study on what fair demands thou may'st to have him grant thee.
What's thy name?
My name is Proculius.
Antony did tell me of you, bade me trust you, but I did not greatly care to be deceived. I have no use for trusting. If your master will have a queen his beggar, you must tell him that majesty to keep decorum must no less beg than a kingdom. If he please to give me conquered Egypt for my son, he gives me so much of mine own, as I will kneel to him with thanks.
Be of good cheer. You're fallen into a princely hand, fear nothing. Make your full reference freely to my lord, who is so full of grace that it flows over on all that need. Let me report to him your sweet dependency, and you shall find a conqueror who will pray and aid for kindness, where he for grace is kneeled to.
Pray you tell him I am his fortune's vassal, and I send him the greatness he has got. I only learn a doctrine of obedience, and will gladly look him in the face.
This I will report, dear lady. Have comfort, for I know your plight is pitied of him that caused it.
You see how easily she may be surprised.
Here, Proculius and 2 of the guard ascend the monument by a ladder placed against a window, and, having descended, come behind Cleopatra. Some of the guard unbar and open the gates. To Proculius and the guard.
Guard her till Caesar come.
Exit.
Royal Queen!
Cleopatra, thou art taken. Queen,
Quick, good hands.
Drawing a dagger.
Hold, worthy lady, hold!
Seizes and disarms her.
Do not yourself such wrong, who are in this relieved but not betrayed.
What of that too, that reads our dogs of languish?
Cleopatra, do not abuse my master's bounty by the undoing of yourself. Let the world see his nobleness well acted, with your death will never let come forth.
Where art thou, death? Come hither, come, and take a queen, worthy many babes and beggars.
O temperance, lady!
Sir, I will eat no meat, I'll not drink, sir. If idle talk will once be necessary, I'll not sleep neither. This mortal house I'll ruin. Do Caesar what he can. Know, sir, that I will not wait pinion at your master's court, nor once be chastised with the sober eye of dull Octavia. Shall they hoist me up and show me to the shout and varletry of censuring Rome? Rather a ditch in Egypt. Be gentle, grave unto me, rather on Nilus mud. Lay me stark naked and let water flies blow me into a boring. Rather make my country's high pyramids my gibbet and hang me up in chains.
You do extend these thoughts of horror further than you shall find cause in Caesar.
Enter Dolabella. Proculius, what thou hast done, thy master Caesar knows, and he hath sent for thee. For the queen, I'll take her to my guard.
So, Dolabella, it shall content my best. Be gentle to her. To Caesar I will speak what you shall please, if you'll employ me to him.
Say I would die.
Exit Proculius and his soldiers. Most noble empress, you have heard of me.
I cannot tell.
Assuredly you know me.
No matter, sir, what I have heard or known. You laugh when boys or women tell their dreams. Isn't not your trick?
I understand not, madam.
I dreamed there was an Emperor Antony. Oh, such another sleep that I might see, but such another man.
If it might please ye.
His face was as the heavens, and the rays stuck as sun and moon, which kept their course and lighted the little the earth.
Most sovereign creature.
His legs bestrode the ocean, his reared arm crested the world. His voice was appropriate as all the tuned spheres that to friends, but when he meant to quail and shake the orb, he was a rattling thunder. For his bounty there was no winter in it, and autumn it was that grew the more by reaping. His delights were dolphin-like, they showed his back above, the element they lived in his livery. Walked crowns and crownets, realms and islands, where, as plates dropped from his pocket.
Cleopatra.
Think you there was, or might be such a man as I dreamed of?
Gentle madam, no.
You lie, up to the hearing of the gods, but if there be or ever were one such, is past the size of dreaming. Nature wants stuff to buy strange forms with fancy, yet to imagine an Antony where nature speaks against fancy, condemning shadows quite.
Hear me, good madam. Your loss is as yourself, great, and you bear it as answering to the weight, what I might never or take pursued success. But I do feel, by the rebound of yours, a grief that smites my very heart at root.
Thank you, sir. Know you what Caesar means to do with me?
I am loath to tell you what I would you knew.
Nay, pray you, sir.
Though he be honorable,
He'll lead me, then, in triumph?
madam, he will. I know it. Flourish and shout within. Make way there, Octavius Caesar. Enter Octavius Caesar, Gallus, Proculius, Maecenas, Seleucus, and others of his train.
Which is the Queen of Egypt?
It's the Emperor, madam. Cleopatra kneels.
Arise, you shall not kneel. I pray you, rise, rise, Egypt.
Sir, the gods will have it thus. My master and my lord, I must obey.
Take to you no hard thoughts. A record of which what injures you did us. Though written in our flesh, we shall remember as things but done by chance.
Sole sir of the world, I cannot project mine own cause so well, to make it clear, but to confess I have been laden with like frailties, which before have often shamed our sex.
Cleopatra, no, we will extenuate rather than enforce. If you apply yourself to our intents, which toward you are most gentle, you shall find a benefit in this change. But if you seek to lay on me cruelty, by taking Antony's course, you shall bereave yourself of my good purposes and put your children to that destruction which I'll guard them from. If therein you rely, I'll take my leave.
And may through all the world it's yours, and we, your cautions and your signs of conquest, shall hang in what place you please. Hear, my good lord.
You shall advise me in all for Cleopatra.
This is the brief of money, plate, and jewels I am possessed of. It is exactly valued. No petty things admitted. Where is Seleucus?
Sir, madam.
This is my treasurer. Let him speak, my lord, upon his peril, that I have reserved to myself nothing. Speak the truth, Seleucus.
Madam, I have rather seal my lips than to my peril speak that which is not.
What have I kept back?
Enough to purchase what you have made known.
Nay, blush not, Cleopatra. I approve your wisdom in the deed.
See, Caesar, oh behold, how pomp is followed. Mine will now be yours, and should we shift states, yours will be mine. The ingratitude of this Seleucus does not even make me wild. O slave of no more trust than love that's hired. What goes thou back? Thou shalt go back, I warrant thee, but I'll catch thine eyes through thy hide wings, slave, soulless villain, dog, oh rarely base.
Good queen, let us entreat you.
Oh, Caesar, what a wounding shame is this, that thou vouchsafing here to visit me, doing the honor of thy lordliness to one so meek that my own servant should parcel the sum of my disgraces by addition of his envy. Say, good Caesar, that I some lady trifles have reserved. A moment always thinks of such dignity as we great modern friends withal, and say some nobler token I have kept apart, for Livia and Octavia, to induce their meditation must I be unfolded with one that I have bred, the gods, it smites me, beneath the fall I have. Prithee, go hence, or I shall show the cinders of my spirits to the ashes of my chance, for thou a man, thou wilt have mercy on me.
Forbear, Seculus.
Exit Seleucus.
Be it known that we, the greatest, are misthought for things that others do, and when we fall, we answer others' merits in our name, and therefore to be pitied.
Cleopatra, not what you have reserved, nor what acknowledged, but I were the roll of conquest, still be it yours, bestow it at your pleasure, and believe Caesar no merchant to make prize of you of things that merchants sold. Therefore be cheered, make not your thoughts your prisons, no, dear queen, for we intend so to dispose you as yourself shall give us counsel. Feed and sleep, our care and pity is so much upon you, that we remain your friend, and so adieu.
My master and my lord.
Not so, adieu.
Flourish. Exeunt Octavius Caesar and his train.
He wards me, girls, he wards me, that I shall not be noble to myself. But hark thee, Charmaine.
Whispers Charmaine.
Finish, good lady, the bright day is done, and we are for the dark.
I again have spoke already, and it is provided. Go put it to the haste.
Madam, I will.
Re-enter Dolabella. Where is the queen?
Behold, sir.
Exit.
Dolabella.
Madam, as thereto sworn by your command, which my love makes religion to obey, I tell you this. Caesar, through Syria, intends his journey, and within 3 days you with your children will he send before. Make your best use of this. I have performed your pleasure and my promise.
Dolabella, I shall remain your debtor.
I, your servant. Adieu, good queen. I must attend on Caesar.
Farewell, and thanks.
Exit Dolabella.
Now, Iris, what thinkst thou? Thou an Egyptian puppet shalt be shown in Rome, as well as I, mechanic slaves, with greasy aprons, rules, and hammers, shall uplift us to the view. In their thick breaths, rank of gross diet shall be enclouded, and forced to drink their vapor.
The gods forbid.
Nay, it is more certain, Iris. Saucy lictors will catch at us like strumpets and scald rhymers, ballad us out of tune. The quick comedians extemporally will stage us and present our Alexander rebels. Antony shall be brought drunken forth, and I shall see some squeaking Cleopatra boy my greatness in the posture of a whore.
Oh, good gods.
Nay, that's certain.
I'll never see it, for I am sure my nails are stronger than mine eyes.
Why, that's the way, to fool their preparation and to conquer their most absurd intents.
Re-enter Charmaine.
Now, Charmaine, show me, my women, like a queen. Go fetch my best attires. I am again for sightness, to meet Mark Antony. Sirrah Iris, go. Now, noble Charmaine, will dispatch indeed. And when thou hast done this chair, I'll give thee leave to play till doomsday. Bring our crown and all, wherefore this noise?
Exit Iris. A noise within. Crash. Enter a guardsman.
Here is a rural fellow that will not be denied your highness presence. He brings you figs.
Let him come in.
Exit guardsman.
What poor an instrument may do a noble deed. He brings me liberty, my resolutions placed, and I have nothing of woman in me. Now from head to foot I am marble constant. Now the fleeting moon, no planet is of mine.
Re-enter guardsman with clown bringing in a basket.
This is the man.
Avoid and leave him.
Exit guardsman.
Hast thou the pretty worm of Nihilus there, that kills and pains not?
Truly, I have him, but that would not be for the party that should desire you to touch him, for his biting is immortal. Those that do die of it seldom or never recover.
Rememberest thou any that have died on it?
Very many, men and women too. I heard one of them no longer than yesterday. A very honest woman, but something given to lie. As a woman should not do, but in the way of honesty. How she died of the biting of it, of the pain she felt. Truly, she makes a very good report of the worm, but he that will believe all that they say shall never be saved by half that they do. But this be the most fallible, the worm's an odd worm.
Get thee hence. Farewell.
I wish you all the joy of the worm.
Setting down his basket.
Farewell.
You must think this, look you, that the worm will do his kind.
Aye, farewell.
Look you, the worm is not to be trusted, but in the keeping of wise people, for indeed there is no goodness in worm.
Take thou no care, it shall be heeded.
Very good. Give it nothing, I pray you, for it is not worth the feeding.
Will he eat me?
You must not think I am so simple, but I know the devil himself will not eat a woman. I know that a woman is a dish for the gods, and if the devil dress her not. But truly, these same whoresome devils do the gods great harm in their women. For every 10 that they make, devil mars 5.
Well, get thee gone. Farewell.
Yes, forsooth, I wish you joy, O the worm.
Exit. Re-enter Iris with a robe, crown, and company.
Give me my robe, put on my crown. Have immortal longings in me. Now no more the juice of Egypt's grape shall moist this lip. Yea, good Iris, quick, methinks I hear Antony call. I see him rouse himself to praise my noble act. I hear him mock the luck of Caesar, which the gods give men to excuse their after wrath. Husband, I come. Now to that name my courage prove my title. I am fire and air, my other elements I give to baser life. So, have you done? Come then, and take the last worm of my lips. Farewell, kind Charmaine. Iris, long farewell.
Kisses them. Iris falls and dies.
Have I the aspect in my lips does fall? If thou and nature can so gently part the stroke of death, is a lover's pinch which hurts and is desired. Thus do lie still. If thus thou vanishest, thou tells the world it is not worth life taking.
Dissolve, thick cloud and rain, that I may say, the gods themselves do weep.
This proves me base. If she first meet the curled Antony, he'll make demand of her and spend that kiss which is my heaven to have. Come thou, mortal wretch.
To an ass, which she applies to her breast.
With thy sharp teeth, this knot intrinsicate of life at once untie. Poor venomous fool, be angry and dispatch. How could thou speak, that I might hear thee call great Caesar, as unpolished?
Eastern star.
Peace, dost thou not see my baby at my breast, that sucks the nurse's sleep?
Break!
As sweet as balm, as soft as air, as gentle. Oh, Antony, nay, I will take thee too.
Applying another asp to her arm.
What should I stay?
Dies.
In this vile world, so fare thee well. Now boast thee death in thy possession lies, alas, unparalleled. Dawny windows close, golden Phoebus never be beheld. And eyes again so royal, your crowns awry. I'll mend it, and then play.
Enter the guard rushing in.
Where's the queen?
Speak softly, wake her not.
Caesar has sent.
Too slow a messenger.
Applies an asp.
Oh, come apace, dispatch. I partly feel thee.
Approach, ho, all's not well. Caesar's beguiled.
There's Dolabella, sent from Caesar. Call him.
What work is here, Charmaine? Is this well done?
It is well done, and fitting for a princess, descended of so many royal kings, a soldier.
Dies. Re-enter Dolabella. How goes it here?
All dead.
Caesar, thy thoughts touch their effects in this. Thyself art coming to see performed the dreading act which thou so soughtest to hinder. Within. Away there, away for Caesar. Re-enter Octavius Caesar with all his train marching in. Oh, sir, you are too sure an augur that you did fear is done.
Bravest at the last, she leveled at our purposes, and being royal, took her own way. The manner of their deaths, I do not see them bleed.
Who was last with them?
A simple countryman that brought her figs. This was his basket.
Poisoned them, then.
O Caesar, this Charmaine lived but now. She stood and spake. I found her trimming up the diadem on her dead mistress. Trembling she stood, and on the sudden dropped.
Oh, noble weakness! If they had swallowed poison, 'twould appear by external swellings. But she looks like asleep, as she would catch another Antony in her strong toil of grace.
Here, on her breast, there is a vent of blood and something blown, like is on her arm.
This is an aspic's trail, and these fig leaves have slime upon them, such as the aspic leaves upon the caves of Nile.
Most probable that so she died, for her physicians tell me she hath perused conclusions infinite of easy ways to die. Take up her bed, and bear her woman from the monument. She shall be buried by her Antony. No grave upon the earth shall clip in it a pair so famous. High events as these strike those that make them, and their story is no less in pity than his glory which brought them to be lamented. Our army shall in solemn show attend this funeral, and then to Rome. Come, Dolabella, see high order in this great solemnity.
Excellent. The end of Antony and Cleopatra by one William Shakespeare.
Who was smart. Amazing.
Thank you to everyone who came and watched and everything. I hope you enjoyed it.
Next week is movie night. We're watching the 1960s movie Cleopatra. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at @bard_book to stay up to date on when movie night is and when the discussion at the end of the month is and just all things Shakespearean. And then next Saturday, the 17th, on my channel Match Kamali, our sister group Theater But Better will be doing a live bad British accent reading of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Okay, they're going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be outstanding. So thank you to everyone who endured this 40 plus character plays. Yeah.